to hell!
1994, I were the GOAT.
All right, welcome to hell. Let me fix this. My biggest fan is in the way there. That's my biggest fan. What's up, everybody? Got Chris, Bob, the Meat Man. What's going on? I just wanted to keep the yapping to a minimal for a bit. Play some jams. I got a couple friends coming on in a bit, and we're going to talk about Victor. And rest in peace, Vic. This show is for him. Going to talk about a little bit about my history with Vic and the Excruciating Terror Boys. Those are my guys. So, Vic recently passed away, as most of you probably already know. And, he's a legend here in Los Angeles and worldwide too. So he's personally my favorite grindcore singer of all time and was a huge influence, still is, on everything that I do vocally. And so, I wanted to throw something together. This is going to be fun and sloppy, just how we like it, right? So, going to play some jams, have a couple buddies on. I was not able to get any of his former band members on here. I did talk to everybody, and it was either just scheduling or just didn't get back to me, whatever. No big deal. They're all cool heads. I didn't take it personal, I got to do the Chris Collinsworth. I planned on doing that. So don't worry about that. It's coming. There's a lot of inside jokes that might be popping up here. I'll try to explain them as we go. But Vic loved my fucking Chris Collinsworth impersonation. So we were big football fans. So he's a Steeler fan. I'm a Packer fan. And we're always talking a lot of shit. And he was really pissed when Packers beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl in 2010. He was fucking with me. He wanted to kill me, but it's all good. But it's not the first time Vic wanted to punch me, But yeah, he loved me anyways, So I know he hated most human beings, and for some odd reason, he loved me. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this show. And I love that motherfucker too. So he's a fucking legendary character, fucking hothead, crazy motherfucker. People out there might still be afraid of him, but you're safe now. So, maybe Vic will haunt your ass. But, regardless, him and I had a really good rapport and relationship over the years. And he always had my respect. I had his, So we had a killer friendship. And again, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this. So yeah, I pretty much got all the OG Excruciating Terror stuff. There's the demo. Can't remember if I got this from Jerry or Raul. I'll get into, that's what I was playing earlier. I might get back to that too. There's a couple things that I want to play the entire release just because I fucking love it so much. And then other stuff I kind of cut up video wise. I want to leave some time for shooting the shit too with a couple of the people that I'm bringing on. But at the same time, do want to play a lot of jams because we got a lot of ET stuff to cover. Got some cool live stuff that I found. And then there's also Endless Demise that I got towards the end too. And they were killer too, especially that 2007 demo. Fuck, it's fucking great. I remember when Vic gave me that. It was Vic and Vito were in that band with the kids from Retaliate. I can't remember their name. When I was booking at AWS, back in 2007, 2008, we had Retaliate on a couple 2-3 shows. They were good dudes carrying the torch. But yeah, Vic and Vito recruited those dudes to join Endless Demise. At least for a while, they might have had some lineup changes. Vic Vic was crazy, man. So it was difficult being in a band with him, you know. So he had a lot of people in and out and whatnot. So it is what it is, man. But we still love you, baby. So Freddie and Sam, there we go. Thank you. Is that Mr. Flores sneaking in here? E.T. Best American Grind Band. Absolutely agreed. They go toe to toe with all the good European ones, in my opinion. You know, it's always, there was a debate recently. It was like, oh, what would you like, E.T. more than Dead Infection? And it's like Dead Infection's a whole different genre to me. I mean, they're grindcore, but it's just totally different to me. E.T. has the punk ENT doom edge to them. And then they have a little bit of Godflesh in some of their songs, you know, with the heavy intros and shit. And then Dead Infection, you know, they got the death grind, total fucking down-tuned Repulsion fucking shit, Napalm, Carcass, obviously, you know, totally different. They probably have some of the same influences, but I'd love both of them, you know. But yeah, no, Excruciating Terror is fucking second to none when it comes up fucking straight up grind. All right. So let's see. We got 13 viewers right now. Thank you, everybody. Let's see if I can fucking get back to the demo for a bit, because I want to play some of the fast shit. So enjoy that. Hey, Meat Man. Whatever. Dead Infection's death grind to me. Maybe not grindcore, but they definitely got some fucking blast beats. Fuck that gore grind shit. They started it anyways. Anyways, yeah, no, you're probably right. Whatever. I don't really care what it's called. You know, if it's good, it's good. Both of those, they should have done a fucking split, E.T. and Dead Infection. That'd be badass. Anyways, let's get back to the music for a little bit. Let's play some of the demo. I don't know if I'm going to play the whole thing, but. You know what? Never mind. That did not work. That's why we have I'm telling you guys, this is a fucking cable access show, you know? So I played that little intro piece that you guys might have seen if you tuned in right away was, so yeah, we're going to skip the demo. But anyways, this fucking demo rules. It started it off for these boys. Anyways, that fucking, that first video is classic Victor sitting in his room with his fucking classic fucking tape deck, Ghetto Blaster. And he's got an old recording of the E.T. at the Hour of the Goat back in 94, right? So he puts the tape in and then he starts lip syncing and fucking screaming along. It's fucking badass. So I found that video on his page. He did like a fucking some sort of video at some point a few years ago of that and fucking posted it. Fucking classic, man. What's up, Carlos? Rest in peace, Victor. Meat Man. No, you know, some gore grind's cool, man. It's all as long as it's good, brother. It's good. Some of it's fucking total garbage, man. You know what I mean? So you know, gore grind's cool, bro, as long as it's good. What's that one band? Fucking Meat Spreader? Fuck, man. I don't know if that's gore grind, but that band fucking rules. I think those are all veterans of like the fucking underground though. So most of these fucking people. Rotten Punks, what's up? Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We're up to 13 still, or maybe that's where we're at. But let me get rid of this demo file. Of course, I got the wrong file. All right. But yeah, anyways, I'm trying to think. And then Life Ends, that's one of the classic fucking songs. Everybody fucking knows that song. Everybody goes fucking apeshit when E.T. would play that, even up to when they were playing, you know, up until 2016. I don't remember the last time they actually played live, but that's a classic, Life Ends. All right, let's get into some comp stuff, because the boys did the reality comp. They did the Son of Blearg, one of the Blearg comps. And then they did one of the Pessimizer 7-inch comps that were classic. So we're going to play all three of those. These are all short jams, though. Let's get into these real quick. fucking brutal, man. So Chris Dodge had everybody do all these like fucking 10-second songs for those Bleard comps. That was a lot of fun. So Gasp was on there at one point. E.T.'s been on there. So fun times, fun times. Yeah, so I'll get into the next release here in a second. But yeah, again, I keep babbling about this fucking demo. This demo fucking rules. Visions of Terror. Genuine article of the fucking LA Underground. Probably my favorite fucking LA demo, actually, out of everything. You know, we had some great demos, obviously, but I think that's my all-time favorite. So let me see. I'm trying to think when I first met Victor and the boys. So I think it was at the Morbid Angel show. I think it was either Morbid Angel or one of those earache bands that were here. What's up, Jeff? Yeah, I just sent you the link, brother. I got a picture with you and Victor too that I'm going to post up at some point. I got a bunch of pictures of maybe a lot of you people that are tuning in. We're up to 16 viewers now, so that's cool. So yeah, this is going to be a sloppy ass show because, you know, it's already sloppy, but now we're grinding it today. This is a fucking grindcore, dude. So we're going to fucking grind it up and it's going to be a fucking mess, but we're going to have fucking fun. So, yeah, so I met Vic, my buddy Robert from Nero One Records, and he told me, hey, look over there. See that guy in the long sleeve Nausea shirt? Looks like a cholo. I was like, yeah, that's the singer of Excruciating Terror, dude. They're fucking badass. So I had never heard that band. Robert saw him in a backyard somewhere and in LA, and I had no idea who that was, but I was like, oh, fuck, man. Robert got me into a lot of good shit. So I had to, at some point, I got the demo. I remember going to Wild Rags and talking to Richard about it, and he knew them, and yeah, they're fucking awesome, dude. You like them if you like Napalm Death and stuff like that. So, you know, back then there was only a handful of bands that were kind of doing the death grind thing combination, especially as heavy as E.T. was. And like I said, you heard that first song on the demo. It's kind of got this heavy as fuck Godflesh influence. So, you know, those guys were just really into the earache shit, just like we were, you know what I mean? But just a lot of underground fucking demos and shit like that. But they just kind of fucking threw everything into a blender, always had more, you know, a little bit of punk grind in there. Extreme Noise Terror for sure, you know. It's kind of like a death metal Extreme Noise Terror to me. So then eventually, you know, I was this little fucking blonde kid, little pale fucking kid, and I'd see Victor around and fucking harass him. He's probably annoyed by me at first. Fucking, you know, he might have even been a dick. I was just like, whatever. Most of these guys were. I know Jerry was too, you fucker. I know fucking Jerry really didn't fucking like me too much. I was fucking annoying, you know what I mean? I was just a little fucking shit, didn't know anything, so. But I grew on the guys, and I became part of the crew eventually. Just like I do with everybody. You know, I was just a little fuck. I don't know what the hell was going on. I think I ended up just running into the guys at shows and shit like that. Hey, fucker, what's up? Fucking Milky and shit like that. Started calling me nicknames. And eventually I had more nicknames from these guys than anybody else, man. Their crew, fucking Milky Mike, fucking Powder, after I had shaved my head. I had long hair at one point. They called me Tanya Harding. It was pretty funny. That whole Tanya Harding thing with Nancy Kerrigan in the Olympics or whatever, the ice skating shit. They're calling me Tanya. I'd hear Vic fucking yelling, Tanya, Tanya, you know, from across the fucking backyard or whatever when I'd show up. It was a mess, man. But it was classic. I always got a kick out of it. Yeah, Jeff, ENT for sure. Yeah, and then I think I ended up, Jerry's phone number was on the demo. And so I called him, and he'd always get annoyed. I'd fuck with him and call him up. Hey, man. Me and my buddy Bart would call him too. Fucking eventually he just fucking caved in and became our friend. Because at first he was like, dude, fuck Mike. So, and Vic was the same way, you know. But you know, that was the thing. They realized like, oh man, this motherfucker's down for us. So, because I loved ET, man, and you know, every time they played, it was a fucking violent fucking experience, man. You imagine those pits in LA back in the day. Lots of violence, lots of gangsters. Fucking, it was pretty crazy. But yeah, ET became kind of like the kings, you know, of one of them, you know, ET, Entity, Demolition, Sadistic Intent. That's kind of like the big four back then that started fucking kind of dominating everything and getting the label interest. Obviously, those bands moved on to, you know, final releases and demo tapes, and some of them did some stuff. And ET actually went farther than anybody, you know, because they did a few. I mean, they didn't do a lot, but they did 2 albums and some 7-inches and stuff that I'm going to talk about today. So that's fucking killer. But yeah, and then after that, the rest is history. You know, it was kind of like I started playing in bands, and then my bands would play shows with Excruciating Terror, and that was an honor because, you know, I looked up to these guys, so it was fucking killer. Oh shit, we're up to 25 views. Cool. Appreciate everybody again. Rest in peace, Victor Garcia. Good buddy of mine. He's going to be missed. And yeah, I just wanted to share my personal experience. Anybody from back in the day have any funny memories or whatever, fucking feel free to post them up. And there's Francisco. Yeah, rest in peace, Victor. Yeah, I'm going to bring Francisco on in a bit. Francisco, I'm probably going to play the Legacy of Hate 7-inch in its entirety because I love it. And then I'll grab Francisco on shortly thereafter, and we'll talk about Victor and where they met and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, anybody has some funny stories or anything like that, or when you've seen Excruciating Terror live, or what's your favorite release, we'll chat about it. We're gonna fucking dive in today. It's gonna be good times. But let me get that video. Let's see. But yeah, it was cool, you know, becoming friends with these guys, to be honest with you, just because fucking I looked up to them, kind of fucking idolized them in that sense, being a young shit that didn't know anything, and then ended up, you know, becoming, especially as a kind of a shitty guitar player, you know, Jerry's a fucking amazing guitar player, and I looked up to him and his playing, and he actually gave me a lot of tips. You know, most of the time we're drinking and getting drunk and just talking shit, but I always tried to pick his brain because he's a fucking amazing musician. And same thing with Victor, you know, as far as vocals and shit. It took me a long time to get the lows down. I got the highs down with the early Gasp stuff, you know, and that was Victor and Pancho from Anarchist. Those are my 2 guys as far as highs, you know, screaming. They were the 2 best. And it took me a long time to get the lows down. It wasn't until Ruin in like 2015. But yeah, it was cool becoming friends with these guys, man, because it was cool seeing their ascension and playing out of town and shit like that. And I'll get more into the history about that. But, you know, they blew up, man. You know, Gasp and ET did a lot of gigging together. I got some flyers to show and whatnot. And fucking Jerry. Poor Mitch. Maybe Mitch's going to be watching. I sent him a link. Fucking Mitch. It's all right. Me and Mitch were both pretty annoying. But, yeah, fucking let's get into Legacy of Hate. I got it's kind of like a red little logo on there, a little bit of color. I have a black and white one. I couldn't find it. I got like 3 of these. I ended up with 3 because there's different colors and shit, and then the black and white covers. I couldn't find the other ones, but I got that one. That's the fancy one with the color. Let's see. I need to fix the screen too. It's fucking tilted towards the right or some shit. I'm still getting used to this shit, guys. Bear with me. Like I said, this is some cheap ass cable access shit. But here's my favorite ET release of all time, and I'm going to play it. So it's going to be about 7-8 minutes. Excuse me, but I couldn't pick songs to take out. I just want to play the whole thing. So here we go. Enjoy. Rest in peace, Victor. Yeah, fucking brutal. So I got the 7-inch and a lot of history on here. George Solis put this out. Torch Records. He's a local guy. I've talked about George many times on here. And Javier from Nausea. I remember Javier, nice guy. He was jamming in ET for a bit, helping them out on bass. And I guess he did one of these logos. I don't know which logo he did. Any of you cats on here know which logo Javier did? Maybe the Killer Circle logo. That's my favorite. Sorry about the glare, but yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. This is, the usual fucking underground shit back in the day. You go from demo to 7-inch usually. So, and then I don't remember. This is like a fucking, I don't know if you can even see that. This is the Legacy of Hate sessions. Fucking glare. This is just a tape version with like a crazy color cover. I don't remember if I got this from Vic, Jerry, or Raul because I was in contact with all of them. I've shown this one before. And this is something that I popped in. I don't remember. I actually sent a picture of this to Jerry and he didn't say it looked familiar. And I don't remember making this myself. That's not even my writing. So I don't know. This might be for Victor. This has like the 7-inch on it and then some rehearsal stuff from the garage or something like that. It's fucking killer though. It actually, I mean, it's just raw as fuck. I don't know how to upload cassettes to YouTube. Otherwise I would. What's up, Ed? My old buddy from high school, fucking Ed Lopez. He's actually my neighbor too. And fucking, of course, I haven't fucking seen him yet. He moved over right next door to me here. We got to hang out and have some beers. What's up, Andy? Fucking Redwood. Fucking OG fucking ET crew member right there. Fucking Redwood. Crazy fucker. Frank, what's up? Abyss Walker. And, okay, so Javier did the 7-inch on the cover. Who did the circle logo for you guys? This one. Who did that one? That's my favorite. And I think, Jerry, if I'm not mistaken, fucking you and I traded shirts back then. Remember John Lee was bootlegging Doom shirts and shit. But I think you got one for Raul, because I remember you saying Vic wasn't really a big Doom guy. He was an ENT guy. So, but yeah, I got these tapes, and they both have the fucking Legacy of Hate on there too. You know, fucking, like I said, I got 3 copies of the fucking 7-inch and got those tapes because I really liked it. You know, just how it is. But Joey, okay, so Joey did the logo. See, I think I got everybody on here. Abyss Walker, we're up to 27, not bad. Was the scene, let's see. Keep getting new comments, trying to keep up here. Was the scene big into, oh, Joey from Staple Shed. Okay, cool. I remember Mondo, Frank, and cousin Mark, and Martin. I don't remember Joey, but I probably, you know, it's all a blur, of course. Meatman, was the scene big into, not sure what you mean by that, brother, but yeah, let me know. But yeah, let me bring on Francisco.
Hey,
what's up, brother?
What's happening? What's up,
no, man?
Hey, yeah, I agree. This is my favorite ET logo right here.
Yeah, there you go.
One.
There you go, the circle one.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, this one's cool too, you know, but yeah, the circle one, like, I think I have more ET shirts, or historically I've had more ET shirts than even Slayer and shit like that, because Jerry was always hooking me up, and so was Vic, and even Raul a couple times here and there. But yeah, between Jerry and Vic, I had like 40 of them. So, and then I just got fatter, and then, you know, I had to keep getting bigger ones. And so, and then some of the old ones from when I was skinny back in the day, when I was Tanya Harding, according to Mr. Redwood there, I had to turn them into back patches and shit. And it'd be funny because I'd be like at this big ass creator show, and there's always several people, oh, Excruciating Terror, fuck yeah. So even the kind of more mainstream fucking metal people knew who fucking everybody knew who ET was, you know, back in the day. Everybody, they were all over the place. So
yeah,
but yeah, dude, I wanted to bring you on because I know you and Vic were tight. So just get into a little bit. I don't know how much time you have, man. You're welcome to stay as long as you want. You got to bounce or whatever at some point. But I want to get into history. How did you and Vic meet, and when was this back in the day? And just talk a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, I was aware of ET right back in the 90s, but Victor and I really didn't meet until Endless Demise came to Houston, and one of my bands played with him.
Okay.
Like early 2000s, whenever that was. But I remember, like, Excruciating Terror, for some reason, like over here in Texas at the time, and they seem to be associated a lot with the Slap-a-Ham kind of crowd for some reason to me from afar. But they always stood out because they were just more brutal. They were like, to me, it was like Extreme Noise Terror times fucking 666, right?
Right.
That's the way I when I first heard Excruciating Terror, I was like, God damn, these guys are like Extreme Noise Terror with blast beats. Uh-oh, I lost Mike. All right, so Mike's gone. But anyway, my name is Francisco. Mike asked me to come on. Anyway, I'm in Houston.
I'm here.
There he is. All right. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, Excruciating Terror was just like I said, it was like Extreme Noise Terror, but goddamn, dude, it was just up. You know, they just took it to a whole nother level, right? And you know, and then years went on. I was like, all right, you know, they're from L.A. And to me, they like, especially nowadays, dude. When I think of like the L.A. like underground scene, other than like Nausea and like Terrorizer, Excruciating Terror pretty much kept that crusty grindcore thing that is just, to me, it's Los Angeles. Los Angeles is the place that created that shit to me. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like Excruciating Terror, all the stuff that like Vic and Jerry did, like Bloody Phoenix and Endless Demise, and all those, you know, all those bands, that were around at that time. Those guys created that sound. And to this day, I was like, yeah, they have that fucking like when I hear a band, they have that Los Angeles kind of crusty grind kind of sound. And I know there's still a lot of young kids, and there have been kids kind of doing that sound. And it's all, it's all because of those bands. Excruciating Terror especially. When you listen to them, it's like, so many bands owe them royalty checks, basically.
Right.
You know what I mean? For basically just, adopting that style. And, it's just, they're just so fucking good, man. Just, and every aspect of that band. Like when I think of the band, I think of Jerry, Vic, and for me anyway, and Martin, the drummer, right?
Right.
And I know they had the guys, but to me, that's the, how Carcass has Ken, Jeff, and Bill. To me, like that's the meat and potatoes of the fucking band, because they're the ones that were, in the band for a while, and but going back, so Vic and
that's the picture right there, dude.
There it is, dude. That's come on, look at that. That's Los Angeles crust grind. I mean, those guys are. The people owe those guys a lot, man. It's, like I said, it was like so unique. And Jerry's fucking guitar sound, Martin's fucking blast, and obviously Victor's, I think I heard you say his screams. I mean, nobody can do that shit, dude. Like,
nah, still
nobody.
They never have been able to.
No. And so I remember it doesn't involve him, but dude, when Endless Demise first came, Vito, right? Vito was in the band with him at the time, and and so Vito was they were hanging out with Sal, and Sal, Splatterhead Sal.
Fuck. That's our guy, man.
They were hanging out with Sal. Sal's like, "Hey, man, come on, I got the good shit for you guys." You know what I mean? And so fast forward to when Endless Demise has to go on, Vito, dude, he didn't even know how to fucking turn on his amp, dude. He was so fucked up. He couldn't even turn on his amp. Mikey from at the time, he was in a band called 50/50 or whatever. He's in PLF at the time. He literally had to like set everything up for Vito at that show, like tune his guitar and set it up.
Fucking like Vito, dude. That's why we love him.
But so I'm like, dude, it just took a lot. I'm like, most people were like, God damn it, be pissed off. But I just remember Victor just doing what Victor does at that show, just standing there, just unassuming, and all of a sudden, it's like. It was incredible, because that was the first time those guys had ever been to Texas, right? Ever.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, that was my, and I think they may even played a couple of ET songs at that set, from what I remember.
They were jamming them out for sure. Yeah, Endless Demise is badass too. I'm gonna play some stuff towards the end. They were fucking badass too, especially when they first hit like those early recordings, the demo, and fuck, man, they just had the energy of. It was just like a continuation of ET, really. And, Vito being kind of part of that whole crew in that sense, and coming up with those guys, he knew exactly how to strum, because, that's how Jerry set it up. At one point, once Jerry joined, with the demo and all that, there's a really specific fucking way that his sound and his guitar, and he doesn't use any pedals or anything, and just has this old-ass guitar head that just is gnarly, kind of like Scott from Cyanide, too. Plugged right into that fucking thing, and has one of the best guitar sounds ever. And Jerry, very much the same. And I know he was even coaching Vito, because I remember like one of the early Endless Demise shows here in LA, and Jerry was there, and he's like, "Yeah, man, you're doing pretty good, man. You got to just focus on the strumming and shit like that." And Vito's like, "Oh, okay, cool." Jerry's coaching him how to do it. So that's the fucking, like you said, that's the LA sound.
It is. It really is.
Majesty, Terrorizer, Nausea, Oscar, and Jesse, and those guys started it. But I feel like E.T. perfected it,
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree. They took it, like I said, they took it and ran with it, made it their own, and just, influenced. I mean, how many LA bands, like, take E.T. as an influence? I've heard so many over the years.
There's a shit ton, dude. Yeah. I mean,
Shit ton.
especially in LA. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Jeff, Hellbound Jeff mentioned Vulva Essers is one of them. They kind of made some noise and did some releases, and I don't know if they're still around or whatever, but
Right.
those guys were doing it, and then Final Draft and some of these other bands that came out over the years. I mean, especially once the reunion happened in 2013, and they did the Grindcore Fest, and they started playing out and
Yes.
doing the
Yeah,
fucking Maryland Death Fest up until 2016, 17, something like that.
We'll
It
talk
sounded
about
pretty
that
good,
Grindcore
man.
Fest. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
talk
you were
about
there,
that
weren't you?
Grindcore Fest. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
But yeah. I
13
said, I don't
minutes
if
of
you wanna
fucking
play some-
chaos.
dude. Oh, all right. So I was gonna wait, but honestly, that is. So you had Repulsion, you had Nausea, you had Sadistic Intent on the same bill, right? And I remember. I don't know if you remember it the way I do. And then Excruciating Terror was another band. That was like their first show, I think, maybe
Yep.
first or second show back.
Very first show back.
And the place fucking erupted whenever
Yep.
Excruciating Terror came on. Dude, it was I think the place was called the Vex,
The Vex. Yep.
right? It's like a big warehouse. And that was my
Yep.
first time going to LA and like watching a show in LA. And dude, like it was like old school LA circle pits going around. Like just huge. The whole fucking place just erupted, and you see all these fucking people just slamming, stage diving. And it was like, to me, it was like I said, you had all those other bands, yet E.T. was the one that fucking just killed everybody that night.
They fucking stole the show from everybody that night, man. They just fucking handed everybody their ass. It was like, what, 10, 11 minutes, 13 minutes, tops. And it was just like, bam, bam, fuck you, good night. And then, that was it. They just laid waste to that place, dude. Nobody stood a chance after that. I mean, everybody was good. Dude. But, yeah, E.T. stole that fucking show big time.
I agree, man. It was fucking insane, dude. I remember I was off to the side, like, on the right side of the stage, and all of a sudden I see this fucking thing just going. I was like, holy shit, this rules, dude.
It's like a bomb went off.
It was like it was like when I was, when we were young going to shows and pits would erupt, and people were stage diving. That's what it felt like. And, I was like, I was just blown away by just the whole. Obviously, they kicked ass, but the way they got that crowd going was something else, dude.
Yeah, no, absolutely. My buddy Frank on here talked about they did a show like a couple months later in Gardena, and that was like the proper LA homecoming. And I don't think they played much longer. It was about 20 minutes, so it was a little bit longer.
Oh.
Played all the classics, and it was a nutty fucking show, man. It was like in the
Is that
hood.
the one where they're on the floor?
Yep, they're on the floor. Yep.
Dude, I was kind of watching some ET stuff earlier today, because I knew we were going to do this. And that show, like, the drums keep getting knocked over, and people. It was like an LA show, right? It was a total LA show.
Total fucking LA, like a mix of old school and new school, but it was just energetic and fucking nutty.
You can't tell the difference between the band and the crowd.
Yeah, Victor's in the sea of people just screaming, but you can't even see him because they're like jumping off of his back and shit. People are jumping off the heads, and yeah, it was fucking nuts.
Dude, that show is insane, dude.
I mean, that's how they were back in the day too. Like all the ET shows, they were always like the most violent and fucking heavy and fast band out there. I mean, Entity was great too when they were on, but that Jack dude was always a mess. And then once they got Oreo, they didn't play out as much. When they played, they were amazing, but E.T. was constantly fucking gigging and playing backyards and fucking just, it was just fucking so fucking brutal. There was always fights every time they played because the music's so fucking violent. You just want to punch somebody.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, I'm going to fucking take out all my aggression at the Excruciating Terror concert tonight.
Dude, it was just, I mean, it's just something about it. Like I said, just everybody in that band brings something to the fucking band that just like I said, Martin's drumming, dude, come on, man. That guy, he's the perfect like fucking D. It's just, I don't know, man.
No, absolutely. No, fucking absolutely.
They're incredible. And so after that, whenever I think that was what 2012, whenever they played at that Grindcore Fest.
Yeah, 13.
Okay, 13.
Yeah.
So, I was like, hey Vic, you guys need to fucking come to Texas. You guys are doing all this shit. Come to Texas. So, I booked a show. I think it was the very first. I think it was it should have been the very first time ET ever played Texas. It was in Houston, and me and my buddy Matt Romero, we booked a pretty fucking big show, dude. It had Excruciating Terror, which you can see that entire set on YouTube.
Cool.
ET at Mango's. It's like the sound is incredible. But anyway, and I think they used some of that audio for like a release. But anyway, it was Excruciating Terror and Staple Shut came together. And then Wehrmacht. That was when Wehrmacht had just gotten back.
Oh, yeah.
And
I saw that flyer.
Yeah, dude. So it was Wehrmacht and Excruciating. And of course, Vic he's an old school guy. He's like, dude, we're playing with Wehrmacht? I was like, yeah, dude, you're playing with fucking Wehrmacht. And Wehrmacht is playing with ET. The way I see it. And it was fucking wild, dude. I think I put I don't know, some local bands. One of my bands played all these other bands. But the place was like fucking packed, dude. Packed in the it was fucking total mayhem, which I was obviously it was awesome that people came out, from pretty much all over Texas to check out that show, because that was the first time there'd been any ET lineup come to Texas. And a funny story with that. So they drove, right? So they drove from LA to fucking Houston. And I remember Vic texted me. Somebody reminded me about this recently. He texted me, he goes, "Hey, dude, we're almost there." I was like, "What do you mean you're almost here?" He goes, "Yeah, we just said we just passed the sign says now entering Texas." I was like, "Dude, El Paso is like 12 hours away from fucking Houston, right?"
You forgot how big
what?
Texas is.
Yeah, he's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, you're 12 hours away. We'll see you tonight, dude."
Yeah.
Like, oh, fuck, dude. We got all excited that they were like close by.
Oh, shit, we hit Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, we're in Texas. Yeah, you're fucking, actually, I said, you got 12 hours to go, dude. He's like, he's got all bummed out. He's like, fuck. He goes, all right, mijo. He's all calling me mijo. He's like, all right, mijo, we'll see you later.
That's funny.
And, but yeah, dude, I remember, that was just, it was fucking hilarious. I was like, yeah, dude, you're in Texas, but LA's closer to El Paso than El Paso is to Houston.
Right. Yeah, I was looking around. I found a picture of you guys.
Oh yeah, that was at the Vex.
Oh, okay. So that's the grindcore thing.
Vex. Yeah, that was at the Vex. That's this guy named Oscar from Houston. Him, and my buddy Matt Romero went to that, and that was right outside the Vex. Yeah, dude, that was fucking cool, dude. That fucking the Vex was wild, dude.
Yeah, that was a fucking great. That was an all-time fucking. Both of those ET shows in 2013 are almost up there with their prime era, and not quite, but pretty close, man. They were fucking amazing.
Oh, dude,
and then I found this funny exchange we were having years ago between me, you, and Vic. I don't know if everybody could see that or not, but it's funny because. Me and Vic were trading packages for like Grave Hill stuff and some ET stuff, and jumped in there and started talking shit. Vic sucks, and so do his Steelers. And then, of course, Vic got all pissed off, started ragging on the Texans.
Yeah, dude, that's what we really didn't talk about music, right? We'd always talk about fucking just sports and whatever.
Yeah,
because I was like, dude, what the fuck? What Steelers? What is this Steelers shit? And he would always, back in the day, you would see the photos of him wearing a Pirates cap and everything. And
right. He was all about Steelers and Pirates, man. He just grew up that way. And he wanted to fucking kill me when the Packers beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl. He was so fucking pissed off. Fuck you, mijo. Yeah. I'm gonna fuck you up when I see you.
Yeah, dude. It was. We would chat, talk and shit, and. On the phone, he would always make me laugh, dude. He was so fucking funny, man. That guy was fucking hilarious. Sure. He was genuine as they come, and it was just, dude. I'm gonna. Unfortunately, I kind of had lost contact with him for a few years, and then I remember I found out that I think you posted about him passing away. I was like, oh fuck, because I texted you right away. I'm like, what? I was like, dude, I'm totally miss that guy, and obviously. Obviously ET rules, endless demise, everything he did, but that guy was the real deal, man. And he was, I always get along with people that can make me laugh, and that motherfucker made me laugh, dude. He was awesome. fucking awesome dude, and definitely gonna miss his ass. And you know, there'll never be another fucking Victor. He was himself, dude. You know, like I said, he would just stand up there, and those of you guys that know him, he would just stand there, and all of a sudden, his fucking screams would just come out of him, like, what the fuck? So I don't know, man.
Yeah, some of the younger cats were posting, when they were coming up, seeing the ET reunion and even Endless Demise a little bit prior to that, and seeing him perform, and they're always like, "Who's the cholo dude that's on stage holding the microphone? That's the singer." And the kids be like, "What? He's never seen anything like that."
Yeah.
Same thing with David and Ruin. Nobody like, "Who's the cholo that's sitting on the drums?" That's the drummer of Ruin. They're, what?
Yeah,
it's just a concept, you don't think cholos are going to be jamming out, right? Maybe suicidal, but the Venice.
Well, yeah, and I saw a lot of that at that Vex, dude. When we showed up, I'm like, holy shit! I was like, there was a lot of Los Angeles cholos there, and I'm like,
LA's repping, dude.
I was like,
especially the Vex was in the hood too. So but that's with Victor, fucking, then
them, man.
It was otherworldly, like his vocals.
Dude,
I mean, especially when he was really fucking on, like holy shit, it was just like a fucking bulldozer. But I'm trying to keep up with everybody here. What's up, Austin? And there's a lot of comments going on, but with Francisco and I are just shooting the shit about Vic or whatever. So if I miss people, Belial to the Storm of Steel, what's up? Joker, Carpenter. Yeah, I don't know if Sal tunes in sometimes.
He's probably asleep.
Yeah, no, he'll, like Jeff said, Sal calls me and just cusses me out for a few minutes, and then I gotta go, fool, and then he'll just hang up or whatever. I gotta go make a drink for my lady or whatever. I'll be back. This and that. And they'll call me
him and Vic were fucking tight as shit too.
Oh, dude, I can imagine those two fuckers together, man.
Dude, it was something else, dude. It was something else.
Fucking poor Vito, they almost probably killed his ass.
Dude, it was a fucking crazy. You know what? I filmed that show, but it was, it was on those I was a little fucking Hi8 camcorder. I still have all that shit. I should see if I could try to get all that shit just so I could sit, just to show it to Vito. I was like, look, dude, you fucking, I don't think he remembers the show.
Or he's trying to forget.
yeah, he's trying to forget. No, just leave that there at your house. Nobody needs to see.
Right. Nah, Vito, it's a lot of people are commenting too. Like I was the first post that they saw. So I found out pretty early from the inner circle, so I was the next right outside of that or whatever. And then it's like, oh shit. And then it was like, man, but I heard he wasn't doing too well and he was in and out of the hospital for a little bit. So he was struggling health-wise, unfortunately. So then it finally that was it, man. So yeah, it's just unfortunate. That's not the way we thought he was going to go, but it's just fucking, we're all getting old. Unfortunately, it's going to happen to everybody.
Yeah, but man, dude, I just, like I said, he was the real deal, genuine, just, no bullshit. Just, hey, told you how it is and how he felt. And obviously you respect somebody like that. Yeah,
absolutely. All right. I'm going to fucking take a little break from Yap and play some jams real quick. You want to hang out a bit or you got to get going?
Yeah, dude. No, I'm good.
Cool. All right. I'll play some jams. Let's see. What do we have here? Like I said, this is my fucking cheap ass cable access show. So I don't have shit too planned out. I think I already played that.
What was that fucking Weird Al UHF?
Yeah, there you go. Fucking UHF. Here's a fucking
that's old people. Yeah.
This is it's interesting. This show here, Hex came down from the Bay Area with Immortal Fate, and they played this fucking crazy ass warehouse in South Central Los Angeles with Entity, ET, and a bunch of other bands. So this footage is on YouTube, but I kind of grabbed some stuff and kind of put it together. So I'm gonna play that, and then I'll talk about the next release a little bit after that. But let's enjoy some fucking classic fucking ET live and see Victor tear it up. Hey, I had to sneak that in there too. The fucking tour demo that I remember when Bart and I got this at the EOG compound. I think we got it from Vito, and Victor came out of nowhere in the middle of the fucking recording. Oh shit! You know that's fucking awesome. So hearing him and Oscar Garcia together, man, it was like fucking
dude,
really mind blowing.
it's like the fucking master and people there,
right? That's it. And then fucking it's like Luke and Yoda.
yeah, dude.
Yoda. But yeah, back to that Club Euphoria show, the initial footage. What's up, Megan?
Yeah.
Fucking Iron Megan's in the house.
Dude.
Aaron's here too.
Yeah.
Trying to keep up, Noelia. What's up, Noelia? Fucking congratulations on that Hexala. It's fucking brutal. I haven't had a chance to post about it. I know you guys have been pushing it, but fucking killer fucking release, man. Killer. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, that show. I was like, I know you and I both in previous bands we both covered that Fear of God song, and
Fear of God,
Fear of God in the
rolled
middle
under my
of
fingernail.
So, dude, that has to be one of the most covered songs ever. I mean, I did that. I did that on a demo in like 90, 96, 97, something like that. And I think Gasp had done that too, right?
We
Around that
did,
time.
man. We did.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
my other band, Malfunction, Gasp did Running Through the Blood
Oh, okay,
because
okay.
Malfunction was doing that same song, but Jerry started yelling at me because E.T. had already done it. He's like, you can't fucking do that, kid. You can't fucking do that. That's poser shit. So I was like, God damn it. So I told Mitch, we got to do Running Through the Blood, man. I don't want to
that's
hear
right.
it
You
from
did
Jerry.
Running, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
plus
no, I hear
ET's, I mean, fucking, our version wouldn't have been as brutal anyways, man. That fucking ET version was insane, as everybody saw right now. It was fucking killer.
Yeah, dude. No, that footage is amazing. Like that's what. So that, like I was mentioning that Vex warehouse show, like that pit that was going on. Imagine that, but like even bigger, right? It was
Absolutely.
wild.
Yeah. Fucking A, man. No, that's classic shit right there. It was, Jerry was pointing out too. He's like, fucking baby faces in the front, like Mondo from Stapled Shut and Azia and all these fucking young bucks fucking sitting there. But yeah, I remember that was just insane. And it was crazy because Hardware from Mexico was supposed to play, but there was some drama. I'm going to bring on Rhett from Morjon in a little while, probably actually here in a few minutes. And basically, Excruciating Terror and Morjon went down to Mexico together. And I'll let him tell the story because Hardware was involved with one of the promoters, and the boys from here got stranded down there and kind of got gnarly. So everybody fucking wanted to kill Hardware for a while because they just kind of left the guys down there apparently or something.
Man.
I'll let him tell the whole story. So
that band ruled though. Hardware.
Yeah, no, they were fucking
sick.
Good, dude. They were interesting. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy, dude. I remember Victor specifically wanted to fucking slit all their fucking throats, and if he had a chance to, he would.
I'm sure he would have.
I know Jerry too. All those guys, man. It's like, fucking Excruciating Terror is the last band you should fucking do shit to, dude. Those guys will fucking kill you. You're gonna end up in the fucking LA River, fucking head first with some concrete socks, man. So
concrete socks.
Fucking crazy shit.
Yeah. That's funny.
But yeah, let me play some more gems, and I'm gonna send Rhett a.
Cool. Yeah. Bring him on, and I'll step aside and fucking watch this shit.
Yeah, man. You want to hang out, or you gonna get going?
No, I mean, I don't have to go anywhere. But I don't. You guys got shit to talk about,
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, you can hang out, man. Fucking hear the fucking stories firsthand. Fucking jump in,
cool.
but
yeah.
Let me know if you need to fucking bail or whatever. But yeah, let's play some more gems.
Go.
I got a lot of shit. Yeah, not sure if you had a show tonight or not.
Nah, I ain't doing shit. This is my show.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna play some of the fucking So I don't know if everybody saw the intro with Victor fucking in his room and fucking lip syncing the fucking screaming and shit. That was classic. Maybe I'll play that again for those who missed it.
I didn't
see
it.
What? Let me play it. I'll play it again. Fuck it. Let's see if I can find it again. That is. Oh, yeah, let's play it again. For those who missed it, this is funny shit.
1994, I were the GOAT.
That cracked me up when I saw that. I was like, fucking Vic, man.
That's
fucker. That's classic. So back in the day, KXLU is a college radio station that was on the campus of LMU. And we had a lot of, what's his face? Pat from Brujeria. He had a long running show called I think he did the Full-Throated Ordeal, I think it was called. I fucking forget. It was before my time. It was like 80s into the early 90s. And it was a lot of punk and hardcore shit. But he was DJing there. I'm not really sure if he went to the school, but they allowed people to come in and do radio shows, right? So Our the GOAT was Chris Pessimizer from Pessimizer Records and the Pessimizer Comps, everybody knows. And he sings for Despise You now. And also Phil from Despise You and Crom. And a bunch of other bands. He was in 16, and Phil's fucking. Those guys are both awesome. They started Despise You back in the day. And but prior to that, they had the Hour of the Goat radio show. So Gas played there twice. I think ET played there for sure once, because I'm going to play the recording of what they did. And the fucking bass is fucking brutal on here too. I think it was Raul on here. The bass is just fucking, you know, totally fucking sloppy, fucking Shane Embry, like from Enslavement fucking style, man. And Mike Violet wants me to take the glasses off, and 5 minutes of interrupted silent eye contact.
It sounds exactly something Mike would say.
Right? But anyways, let's play some fucking ET on Hour of the Goat.
Fuck yeah.
Grab that. This is some classic shit. So enjoy, everybody. We'll be back. right. There's Rhett. What's up, brother?
Not much.
Real quick. So obviously Morjon played Hour of the Goat. You remember that? Remember the classic when Pessimizer and Phil did the interview with you guys after your performance?
Yeah.
Fucking, you guys are all like, "We are wildness. Are you ready to fucking whoa?" People were calling in, fucking probably stoned off their minds, laughing their asses off. But
yeah, sounds like us.
Fucking Pessimizer had I Hate God in there for one of their, because they even did some of the, one of their 7-inches had some of the KXDU stuff on there that I Hate God did. And we showed up. It was me, Vic, and Jerry, and Victor got those fucking I Hate God guys stoned on PCP. It was fucking hilarious. Victor would go up to the roof of the goddamn university and fucking smoke fucking dust up there. And the I Hate God guys, obviously those guys like to party. Everybody knows that, right? And but he fucked those guys up, and we even they ended up going back to Jerry's garage, as you know, one of our fucking favorite fucking crazy ass party spots. And I Hate God fucking definitely fell in love with Excruciating Terror fucking crew, man. They fucking they became instant family for a while.
Yeah, hard not to. Jeez.
Right? Yeah. So I was talking to Francisco, Red. I think you guys might know each other. So
what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Fucking I was talking with Fran earlier and everybody that is watching a little bit about that fucking crazy Mexican experience that you guys, Morjon and Excruciating Terror had. So you were one of the all-time best storytellers. So Yoda of storytelling, please opine us with the story of that shit.
Well, I mean that your Club Euphoria show that you were playing on there, I'm pretty sure that was the show that I think we played that like a couple months before the whole Mexico thing. I'm pretty sure that's around that same era of time. That other interesting thing about that Club Euphoria show is that that the shot of the camera, you know how it's looking down on the stage, you know, there was this balcony up there, and I remember standing right next to the camera when they were filming, and I just remember seeing the ocean of people, you know, this massive circle pit the entire time they were playing. And I remember all of us were pretty awestruck by that at the time. But as far as Mexico goes, I don't really remember how all of it came together. I'm pretty sure it was Victor. I'm almost positive it was all Victor's idea. And we were supposed to tour. It was supposed to be like, dude, it was so fucking long ago. I don't even remember half of what we were supposed to do, but I'm pretty sure it was like 4 or 5 shows. It was supposed to be an actual tour. And then it just kept getting reduced the more that time passed. So it was like we got to, by the time we got together, we all met up at Jerry's garage, and then we all got basically shuttled to Greyhound, and all of us took fucking Greyhound all the way to El Paso. And I remember I mean, dude, I've never taken a cross-country trip on a fucking bus in my life. So first off, you know, so I had Mike Davis sitting next to me the entire time, and he has like car issues. So, you know, he gets fucking sick and whatnot. So he's sitting next to me, just fucking bitching and complaining the entire time. And I'm just trying to keep him cool with it, you know, just like, come on, dude, it's fine. You know, we're out of the house. We're going to go play shows. It's going to be cool. And, you know, he's freaking out. And we finally get to El Paso. And I remember that was the first time that I'd ever been to Texas on my own, not with my family or whatever. It's like the first time I'm in Texas all by myself with my friends, you know. And I remember I'd never been to El Paso before, ever. So when we pulled into El Paso, the first thing that crossed my mind is it's like, wow, El Paso looks like Bakersfield. So, you know, as I was like, okay. So then we're in the bus station, and, you know, Victor's like, he's coming up with a plan, you know, like how we're going to get down to, you know, into the first show, which is we're supposed to start in Guadalajara. And we started finding out by that point that some of the shows weren't happening anymore, and now we're just going to Guadalajara. So we thought there was going to be more than what was happening. We were going to do Mexico City, I'm sure, and there was, I think, Mexicali, and there was something else, I don't remember. And we were like, okay, so we're going there first, and he's trying to finagle how whatever bus we were going to get to get down there, and he kept talking shit to us because, you know, dude, we're a bunch of fucking, you know, suburban white kids that don't know shit about shit. We don't know what's happening. So he's telling us, like, you know, I'm going to see what we can do to get on a better bus. You know, we don't want to take the chicken bus. That's what he kept saying, the chicken bus. And I'm like, what the fuck is the chicken bus? So he's like making it out like the first like thing that came to my mind was Romancing the Stone, and, you know, and her getting on that bus with a bunch of people carrying chickens and shit. And I was just like, no, fuck no, you know, I don't want to do that. So he somehow cons us all into coming up with extra cash in order to get the executive bus, is what it was called. So we were like, okay, cool. The whole thing he's selling us on is that, oh, it's got a TV, so we can ride in this bus and there's a TV, you know, it's so we can watch movies and shit, you know. Oh, okay. Little did we know that all the movies were in Spanish, and, you know, the four of us can't speak any Spanish at all, and so we were just, dude, the drive was fucking brutal to get to El Paso. The drive from there to Guadalajara was fucking, dude, it was one of the worst road trips I think I've ever been on in my entire life. And I've been on a lot of horrible ones. And then that one was like, dude, it was like 30 fucking, I think it was like 38 hours or some shit. It was a ridiculous amount of time. And I remember at some point, I think in maybe the last 8 hours of that bus ride, I remember sitting there, and I mean, it was a nice bus, and there were nice seats. You could sleep. It was, you know, it wasn't bad. You know, we're all passing tapes and music to one another, you know, sharing our collections that we brought with us. And I remember Jerry introducing me to sleep for the first time in that drive down. And so what happened is that we had been watching these horrible movies, and eventually fucking Gremlins 2 comes on. And it's all in Spanish, so you can imagine that, you know. And I you know, at some point I was like, you know, I'm wondering, am I losing my fucking mind? Like, is this like really, like, you know, is this really fucking happening? And we were like, I was just like, eventually, like, we're watching this movie, and it's about this little kid, and I think it's about Berlin. I think it was about the Berlin Wall, and it was like this kid throwing this fucking ball over the wall to this other kid, and, you know, they're speaking Spanish, but I mean, it was in German originally, so who fucking knows what they're talking about? And they're throwing this ball back and forth, and I remember sitting there going, I think I'm fucking losing my mind if I have to sit another fucking hour on this bus. And I kind of turn and look behind me, and Vito and Victor are right behind me. And I turn and look, and the looks on their face were like, they literally look like the soul had been just removed from them completely. They were just fucking like zombies. They're like this. They're sitting there just fucking. And and by the time we got there, you know, we were super happy. We're here. We're finally going to play. And then when we find out that there's only one show, we're just playing that, and that's it. There's no other shows. This is it. So I don't know if Victor knew that this was happening, or who fucking knows, but I was trying to make the best of the situation, just simply because, you know, hey, I'm 19 years old. I've never been out of the country before. This is, you know, I'm get to play metal I'm with my friends. You know, this is going to be cool. So, you know, we did the best that we could. The promoter shows up, and honestly, I don't remember his name. Again, dude, I mean, how many years ago was this? I mean, are we going on 30 years? Dude, it's like over 30 years at this point. So I don't remember his name. The only thing I do remember is Jerry nicknamed him Helmet Head because his hair was like shaped like a helmet, right? That's the only thing I remember. And there was his buddy who was like a local, I don't know if he did like a local radio show or something like that. His name was Chewy. I remember that. But he was, you know, real, you know, they're both seemed nice enough guys or whatever. And so they take us to this hotel, and, you know, we each get you know, there's like 2 beds to room. Everyone's got a hotel room. So, okay, cool. I mean, at least, you know, we're staying in a hotel. At least, you know, we're not sleeping on a floor somewhere. And, you know, I mean, this is pretty cool. So that evening they take us to some party, and it's somebody's house. And, I remember is that we were asking about, like, you know, what gear there was going to be, and there was like a local band that was supplying the back line, and, they're just telling us what the show is going to be like and stuff like that. And I remember again, I've never been to this town in my life. I've never been out of the US. They tell us that they're going to bring us food, and we're like, okay. So they show up, and there was this big bowl of, I'll remember what Jeremy said is he said it was a bowl of tuna. It was like, like those big like serving bowls, like the ones that you put like, enough salad to feed like 12 people, like one of those really big bowls.
Yeah.
But it was a fucking full of fish. And he kept saying tuna. And I remember, and again, 19 years old, white kid from suburbia. I don't know shit. Like, I don't, I'm like, I'm like, why are they giving us like fucking raw fish? Like, well, so, I mean, I know now that it was ceviche, but I didn't fucking know that then. I was just like, what the fuck? They thought these guys were trying to kill us. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm not eating raw fish. Like, what the fuck, And, so they were playing records, and, they bought a bunch of fucking beer. And I mean, it's like, hey, if I can't eat, I'm just going to drink. So we just fucking pounding as much beer as we could. And, we had a great time. The next day they took us to a radio show with that guy Chewy, and we did, we did interviews and whatnot, both bands, talking about our bands, and they played some of our music and all that, and, made us like fucking stoked. Cause, again, we're nobody, and they're playing our fucking demo on the radio. And, I remember, that Acts of the Unspeakable had just come out in that period of time, like just right then had come out. And so we were playing, like, we had them play songs from Acts of the Unspeakable. And, again, palling out with a lot of these people that we had met out there, and they were giving us like demos of their friends' bands and whatnot. And I thought that was really cool. And again, we're staying in a hotel. We'd been there for a few days at this point, and, it's at a hotel, cool, So then we finally get to the show. And, the bunch of guys came over, and they were helping carrying what little gear that we brought with us, like cymbals and guitars and whatnot. And they're, helping us with our gear, and we're walking across, and I mean, dude, the city is beautiful. And I remember we get to the venue, and dude, there's like fucking hundreds of people outside. And again, we've never done anything like this before. There's so many people there. That's like, oh man, this is going to be a fucking amazing show. And in all accounts, it was a fucking incredible show. I dubbed like a shitload of tapes. I had a backpack full of fucking Rabid Decay demos, and I was selling them left and right. So I had a little bit of money in my pocket, which I was pretty happy about. And I don't think we brought shirts or anything, but we brought the demos. And what had happened was we played, and somewhere like two bands before us, they pretty much fucking destroyed the drum set. Like the snare drum had no snare head. Like somebody broke it, like first or second band in, that there was no fucking snare drum. Like, I mean, literally. So we're playing the snare with a floor tom, because that was the only option that we had. There was no head, no snare, no nothing. So we play, and then ET comes on. And I remember that there was these guys that showed up, and they were standing in front, like when they were about to play, and they were talking massive shit to them. They were like egging them on, trying to get them to fight them. And I remember thinking, what the fuck? This is pretty odd. Turns out that it was friends, or either it was friends or a couple of the guys from that band Hardware. They had showed up, and they were actually trying to start shit with them. And so we played the show. We went back to the hotel. Then the next day, the promoter, MIA, fucking disappeared. As soon as we're trying to get in contact, going, hey, we need our, because I mean, again, we're fucking dumbass kids. We came down in a bus, and we had no way home. This dude was supposed to take care of that part. So he's saying that, oh, we play the show, and then there'll be the funds for the show, and the funds from the show would pay us to get us home. Like, no, there should be like both of this, ironed out beforehand, but no, because we're dumbass kids, and we're trusting, and so this dude disappears, and then his friend, that guy Chewy, shows up and tells us, hey, there wasn't as many sales as that we expected to happen, and we didn't think that it was going to be as good, there wasn't much money made, and so homeboy is trying to figure out how to to pay us, but he doesn't want to come there because he's afraid that basically we're all going to beat his ass, basically, because if he shows up with no money, he's so I mean, it's smart on his part. And so, Chewy's telling us, yeah, he's not going to come, and that, we're trying to figure out the money, and we're like, well, how the fuck are we going to get home? And then we come to find out that this dude only paid for 1 day of the motel, and we had been there for 4 fucking days. So there's 3 days, multiple motel rooms, because there's 5 dudes in ET and 4 dudes in Morgion. So, I mean, think about it, right? So there's all this hotel room that it hasn't been paid for either. And so we were like, we need to figure this out. Like, how the fuck are we going to get home? So this girl comes to the hotel, and she's friends with the promoter and friends of the dudes from Hardware. She says, hey, there's this party. I want to take you guys to this party. And we're like, okay. So me and Jeremy and Victor, I think Jerry, it's about 4 of us, I think, all went to this party and ended up being in this open field with all these metal dudes. And it turns out that it was the dudes from Hardware. And we show up, and they give us beers, and they're barbecuing and stuff, and they're fucking blasting like a boombox or whatever. And the guys from Hardware are basically talking to the ET guys, telling them that we shouldn't have taken the show, that they have like beef with that promoter. And they're basically saying that they more or less sabotaged the show so it wouldn't do well, so it could fuck with that dude. Even though we're the ones that kind of are the ones that are really getting the fucking shaft on this, because, how the fuck are we getting home, right? So we're, and then I remember at some point we were all kind of, we're wondering if these guys were going to jump us, because it just kind of looked really fucking sketchy, just what was happening when we were there. And so we, told the chick, hey, take us back to the hotel. Nothing happened. We went back to the hotel. So then it came to this. We're like fucking, 19 years old, calling my fucking mommy to come and help me get home, right? And then, everyone else is calling their parents, hey, we're stuck here. We need plane tickets. You need to get us out of here. So we had to go to the American consulate, and the American consulate is basically not helping us. And then, of course, since we're dumbass kids, we didn't get a passport. So yeah, we went from Texas all the way to Guadalajara without a passport, right? So how are we going to get on a plane, because we don't have a passport? So and then again, we're dumb. We should have just went, hey, maybe we should just take the fucking bus back, and then we could just cross over and in El Paso again. Fuck it. Yeah, we want to get home. We don't want to spend 40 fucking 8 2 days worth of 2-3 days worth of riding in a bus. Let's take a plane.
Chicken
We're only
bus.
4 hours. So yeah, so what I remember next is we went to the consulate. They weren't being much help to us, and I remember Jerry's uncle had showed up, and he had come up with he showed up with cash to help all of us get home, like help with the motel. He helped pay this motel. So then he helped cover that, and then helped basically just helped us in general, because we're fucked. And so I remember that we I think what happened is that we got all the money together from our families. They wired money to us. Everyone got money or whatever to get plane tickets. We got some sort of from the consulate. They gave us some sort of paperwork or something that basically said that we had to pay them to give us this paperwork that allowed us to leave the country. And in the paperwork, basically saying that we're sorry that we entered your country illegally, and that they have the discretion to not allow us back into Mexico in the future. Basically is what it said, something along those lines. So we paid the money to do that, and then we got all the cash together, and then Vito, and I think it was Vito, I don't know if it was Vito and Martin, I don't remember who went, but they went to basically take this funds to get this paperwork and stuff sorted out. And something happened in the motel, and fucking Victor and Vito basically started fucking like they're trying to beat each other's asses basically. And these cops, I don't know where the fuck they came from. I mean, these guys were shouting, they started throwing blows, and the next thing you know, I have a shotgun fucking 2 feet from my head, dude. Like all these cops just came in like ready to fucking just take us the fuck out. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? I just came here to play a fucking show, man. So, so we got the paperwork. Everything was sorted out. I think that Jerry was fucking with us too, saying that Vito wasn't gonna fucking. He might not come through with like delivering the money to get the stuff for us to leave, and that somewhere along the lines, I'm not sure, but we got it all together. We got to the airport. We were able to get out of the country. They allowed the paperwork that we had. We were able to get to get on the plane and go home. And I don't know what happened afterwards to really say about the whole hardware thing that you were talking about before. I don't know. I do know that everybody in both bands were really fucking pissed, and I know that they had a huge part in that. But I mean, I don't think it's necessarily fair to say that it was that promoter was the one that really fucking fucked everyone in reality. I mean, he's but we're fucking idiots for even going down there in the first place without fucking passport, without the return trip home. Like, there's a lot of important things that should have fucking happened. I mean, obviously that was a huge lesson learned. I mean, right. I mean, anything I've done in the future, that's definitely like, that's important. But yeah, the hardware thing. I remember there was a point where they were supposed to come to LA or something, and there was something that was going to happen, and it didn't end up happening. But I don't know.
Well, yeah, back then, like every single Mexican band ever, from Hardware to Mortuary to Anarchist to Cenotaph to Ripping Flesh, whatever, were supposed to come to LA, and they never did. They always canceled. They got stopped at the border or whatever. Even back then, the border, it wasn't very easy to get across back then for whatever reason. So
I
Mexican,
know that there's. Dude, there was like fucking 15 Anarchist shows that were supposed to happen over the years that never fucking happened. They never showed up. And
finally started playing here. Yeah, even that first Rancor show, they didn't make it over. And then finally, once Pancho got he got the Gringo lineup with Babs and Vernon and stuff like that, they started playing. I guess he was the only one that was able to get over. But I just remember that first Jerry had a party about a week or so, maybe 2 weeks after that Mexico thing happened. And I remember me and Bart and John Lee and Joe Giustra and you and Jeremy went up to Jerry's house. And that was actually the first time. I mean, I had already known Jerry and Vix a little bit, but that was the first time that I hung out with them and actually had beers and whatnot. And I just remember that the way you guys all embraced, it was like old, Vietnam veterans that have been in the trenches together, and you guys were just like, "Oh my God, it's good to see," that type of shit. It was like, you guys were like reunited, like, fuck, dude, we went through some shit together.
Yeah, they call Vietnam the shit, right? The shit. That's exactly what we were in. The shit, yeah, and for sure. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the thing for me is like, I mean, just backtracking before the Mexico debacle, but our mutual friend Jamie was the one that introduced us to Jerry, and in turn introduced us to Excruciating Terror. And I remember, I think the thing that kind of went to heart for me was that they were like guys that are my age that were all basically, they made this demo. And it was, it's about, that came out probably about a year before Rabid Decay, or maybe 8, 9 months, 10 months, about a year before Rabid Decay. And I remember thinking to myself that, that anything is possible because, I'm you know what I mean? It's like, these guys can make a demo. These guys can write cool songs. So could we, And I remember at the time, I mean, dude, I was enamored by that demo. I mean, I listened to it fucking constantly. So they were definitely a huge part of my past. And doing the Mexico thing, I mean, it was like, again, like that's what I said about, when Victor passed, is like, the bonding of all of that, I mean, we might have not been in the same room together for a long time, but I mean, that I mean, if we ran into each other, no matter how much time had passed, we were still the same friends that we were, way back when, you know what I mean? It's like him and I would always hug and, say what's up, same with, the other guys, it's like they've always been a really important part of my life, honestly. So, I was a kid back then too, I mean, think about it, you too,
Mm-hmm.
we were kids back then when, we got to know each other. And then, next thing you know, here we are, 30 some odd years later, and we're talking about, E.T., you know what I mean? So,
yeah, no, they fucking made their mark for sure, man. And it was, because I think Sadistic was like the first, local death metal band that really, I mean, Necrophagia, kind of straddled the line. That was an awesome demo.
oh yeah.
But the
Yeah.
Conflict Within demo really started knocking shit down. And
Oh yeah.
I mean, they were playing with Mordred and playing with Dark Angel at Fenders and shit like that. So we were just so stoked for them because it was like a real fucking full-fledged death metal band, And I mean, even
totally.
Conflict Within has some thrashy crossover and creator stuff to it, but it's a death metal demo, And that's how death metal sounded back then, So it was like that kind of kicked the door open. Then it was like, Excruciating Terror was the next big one, and it was like, oh shit, this is even better in my opinion, because this sounds like complete hell. It sounds like a heavy death punk band, fucking. It sounds like Napalm Death mixed with just some fucking simple caveman death metal,
Yeah.
And then obviously you guys, the Rabid Decay and the Mind Rot and all that, and then it was all over after that,
Well, I mean, keep in mind, back in the day, we're the early 90s, we were all basically sharing shows together, from when they would come down to OC, we would come up to LA. And, a lot of times it was always, there were certain bands that were always the staple, that were always like, from like, you know what I mean? Like, those days where, Mind Rot, Sadistic Intent, Phobia, Morgion, Nausea, you know what I mean? That we're all playing shows together like multiple times,
Right.
And then, from fucking shitholes in Long Beach to backyard parties to, you name it, Orange County, dive bars. Yeah. Santa Ana dive bars to, wherever we were always. But I think that, as far as all the LA bands, I can say this with absolute certainty that, out of all the OC bands, Morgion and Excruciating Terror, we had that, I think we had one of the more closer, bondings, especially because of Mexico. And then we just kept playing shows and kept hanging out, dude, how many times did we hang out at Jerry's Garage? I can't even, I can think of fucking a dozen different idiotic stories of shit that went down at Jerry's Garage. The only thing I did want to say, and this goes to Jerry, which is really not really his fault. I'm pretty sure this is probably our fault, but we never played Jerry's Garage. Everyone played Jerry's Garage, but for some reason we didn't. So I don't know what happened with that. It was Jeremy. He because it wasn't like playing the fucking the Roxy or whatever. It wasn't like but it didn't matter. We played so many fucking like horrible backyard parties. Like why the fuck couldn't we play Jerry's Garage? We played Kerper's house. You remember how everyone played Kerper's house? We played Kerper's house, but we didn't play. Yeah, we didn't play Jerry's Garage.
Yeah, so, fucking Kerper hated us. Him and I didn't get along very well, but. So we didn't play. We were one of the only bands that didn't play Kerpers, unfortunately. But those were good shows over there. I went to a few. He was always looking at me like, "What are you doing here?" Fuck you, Kerper. Get out of here. I'm hanging out at your house, and I'll fucking put you in a pretzel. Fuck off.
Dude, I don't think anyone had a really great relationship with Kerper. That guy, him and I went at it a few times too. For nothing. Yeah. The guy just like manic. I have no idea, but. Yeah, but we never played Jerry's Garage, and dude, just the Zan stories at Jeremy's at Jerry's Garage, the Zan stories, and you're the one too where you fell down the fucking hill.
Yeah, that was actually Sean from Malfunction fell down Jerry's hill. I fell down.
Oh, Sean. Yeah, that's right.
I fell down Martin and Mondo's hill, and
okay.
I fucking like rolled and shit, and I didn't even spill my beer, of course, because I was a fucking expert at it, But I totally fucking ate shit down there, and I was like terrorizing Vito because I was hammied, and Vito was like, "Fucking get away from me!" It was fucking Vito was irritated with me, and Jerry was laughing his ass off, egging me on, and the next thing you know, I fall down the goddamn hill, and that's when Mike Polak from Bloody Phoenix. He's like 16 years old. First time I met him, he's down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
There's Mondo. Mondo's right there with Mike. And they're like, I come flying out of the bushes, And I got my beer in my hand, and I fucking land on my feet. I was like, "What's up, guys?" And then I land on my ass. I was like, "Oh shit!" And I was like, "Whoa,
Well, see,
that was crazy."
But see, the thing is that no one really knows except the people that, you know, been to Jerry's garage. But that fucking hill, dude, it's like amazing that no one fucking died. I mean, that shit was brutal. I mean, that was not a fall. I mean,
No, that was
you know what I mean?
brutal.
That's not a fall you want to go down. Not at all.
Sean got fucked up, so he fell. He was trying to piss, and many people have fallen because they don't really. You get hammered and you just fall. It's a direct drop until Jerry, you know, lives up in the hills over there in Northeast LA and Montecito Heights. So that's really, I mean, those fucking hills are crazy. So it's a direct drop. So Sean fell, and then the neighborhood guys down on the street jumped him because they're like, "Who the fuck's this guy? Fucking, what are you doing?"
That's
so
right.
then they chased him, and he lost his shoes and shit like that. When Sean finally got back to Jerry's house, fucking Victor,
I forgot about that.
Victor didn't get along with those guys down on the street, so Victor wanted to get his Frogtown people together and go jump those guys because they jumped Sean, you know. And Sean's like, no, it's good, man. It's my fault. I didn't know. You know, I'm drunk, and I ended up in their neighborhood or whatever. And Victor was like, "Nah."
Well, he fell in their backyard. I mean, like literally, they're just
he was like, "It's kind of my fault, dude."
Yeah. The dude just felt like he all of a sudden appears in their backyard. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But the van story's there too. So.
Yeah. No, the fucking dude. Jerry and I still talk about Zan stories, man. Fucking, it's just crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Zan from Divine Eve, for those who don't know, he moved out here to Southern California for a while. So he was staying in OC. He was in LA, Echo Park for a little bit, and he was hanging out with us. And obviously, you guys did the Crimson Relic album at Jim Barnes Studios. So, you know, we spent a lot of time with Zan, and Zan ended up at Jerry's house quite a bit, man. So, Mr. Crimson Neck, if you're watching, you know, we'll have to fucking do a whole episode of Zan stories. We don't have enough time today for that.
Zana duty. Yeah.
Zana duty. Let me play some jams real quick. You guys want to hang out? Hang tight.
Sure.
I'm gonna play. So what's next here? See, we did the KXOU. Oh, we're gonna do the classic debut record. Like I said, ET was one of the bands that was able to put out some albums, so we were fucking proud of them.
The Jim Barnes record,
right?
The Jim Barnes record, right?
This is the Jim Barnes record, I believe. Jerry could, I think I was looking at it the other day, fucking jamming it, and it definitely sounds like a fucking Jim Barnes recording. But this is Expression of Pain, so I picked a few of my favorite songs from it real quick. So let me get that going, then we'll be back and yap some more. So everybody enjoy. All right. Oh yeah, Jerry has some stories about excruciating terror versus despise you basketball games. I'm sure we'll have to fucking talk about that another time. They used to ball it up.
Well, hey, just to point out that recording, the one thing you can give Jim Barnes credit for is that he always did drums real well. Drums always sound fucking great.
Yeah, no, that's a fucking great sounding fucking record for sure. I mean, Jim was fucking good at recording,
Well, my favorite story of that recording is Jerry telling us that, basically like you had said about his amp, like this, like, no pedals. He's not, Jim would try to be like a producer and try to come in, oh, you guys, he did that to us, just like fucking with your overall sound. And Jerry was just like, see that amp? This is the sound that comes out of that amp. That's the sound. That's it. You know what I mean? That's it. You're not doing, this is it. So fucking deal with it. And I remember just a massive amount of respect for that. Just like seriously, like fucking, because how many bands that he's fucked with over the years, that was actually very cool.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, especially I was telling Francisco earlier, like, remember when we stayed with Scott from Cyanide and he took us down to his basement, he showed us his head.
Oh yeah.
And he's all like, I have all the settings glued where it needs to go. I don't fucking change them. I haven't changed them since 88. That's where it fucking stands. I plug straight into it. And it's like a Marshall from 68 or something like that. Yeah. And it was just
JCM
like
800.
Yeah. Some like shit, and Scott's just like, nobody touches it. Nobody uses it. That's the Cyanide sound. And Jerry's literally the exact same way. Like, this is my fucking head. I think it was a Carvin, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it? Maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. Him and Raul both had old like 80s Carvins.
That's why the fucking guitars sounded so great,
But I mean, I think that those 80s Carvins is it, because like the newer they got, the fucking worse they got. So, remember Babcock had that Carvin that,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it didn't sound. No, it definitely doesn't sound like Flores.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hey, there's Redwood Andy, man. Remember him? He's on here. I remember the days of playing basketball all dusted out.
Yeah, dude, I remember.
A sight to behold.
The Carvins. I remember. We're pretty much around the same age. I remember, any kid that had like a guitar amp in the 80s, like late 80s around here was a lot of them had like Carvins as like their amp of choice. It just made me laugh. I just thought about that. Like, I hadn't heard Carvin in fucking years. So
yeah, they're fucking. They sounded fucking great though. They had a fucking good sound to them for sure.
But Carvin, like a Marshall on a budget. You know what I mean? It's like, in the end of the day, it's like I could buy a Carvin half stack for less money than buying them, because I mean, in the end, it's a name, the Marshall half stack, you're.
Yeah, no, totally. The fucking, I was cracking up. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Quick note on that. So recently I came across a band, we're talking about how their influences, ET's influence, reaches far and wide. There's actually a band out of Canada that goes by Expression of Pain, and the logo looks exactly like the ET logo on your shirt.
Oh, yeah. And, didn't Dylan put them out?
I don't know, but I came across that, and I was like, but it was obviously they're heavily influencing the sound and everything. But yeah, to name your band after somebody's album obviously shows a lot of influence and inspiration. But and even the sound, obviously it was basically an ET kind of worship band. But yeah, that just made me laugh. I was like, I think they're from Canada or something.
Yeah, I think I saw it because Dylan hit me up because Dylan's been wanting to re-release all the ET stuff for years, and I was like, you got to talk to Victor, but I don't even know where he is half the time, man. It's almost impossible to get a hold of him, So it's like, there's a funny fucking picture before I forget. So in 2016, Victor and I did a trade, and I sent him a Ruin package. So he's wearing his Ruin shirt there. This is when he was in Vegas. And he's like, hey, mijo, sorry I couldn't show my face. I'm hiding from the cops right now. So, I got to keep it low pro. I was cracking up. I didn't even notice. I was like, cool. He sent me this boomer selfie in his car. Fucking, probably up to no good as usual. Fucking big. And then there he is. It's all crooked. His face is fucking kind of, fucking hiding and shit. He's like, yeah, sorry, Mijo,
Yeah.
I'm hiding from the
Dude.
law right now. So
He used to tell me about how fucking hot it was over there.
yeah,
He just, dude, amigo, it's fucking hot over here, dude.
yeah.
I'm like, he goes, this is like 137 today. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah,
Dude.
it's fucking hot,
Fucking
man.
ridiculous. Yeah, he never got used to that shit either.
No.
Nobody does. I mean, even our friend Marco's lived there for years, and he said, I just stay inside all day, and if I go outside, I go to my pool. And he fucking works outside at the fucking airport and shit. So he does baggage shit. He's probably a manager now, but
not anymore. He works in he works inside now. So,
oh, good for him. He fucking
he's like, I'm old. He's like, I'm old. I'm not doing that fucking young kids game bullshit no more.
That shit.
So
There's the inside of the next album, Divided We Fall, and there's me and you, Rhett, hanging out with Jerry.
Oh, fucking baby
shit.
fucking faces. Look at those baby faces.
I'm always been a creep. There's Red all fucking chilling, normal, and Jerry drunk, and then there's me, probably accidentally walked into the PCP circle outside with Victor and Morgan and those guys.
Oh,
and
very stoned.
Off of my fucking gourd.
Very stoned. Oh
Classic stuff. Let me play some of that album real quick, and then we'll get back into it.
That album has my favorite ET song. It's that song, Another Rejection. It's on. I think it's on the second album.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I forget if I have I picked like 4 of my favorites. I know Jeff called out one of the songs is on here, so you'll get to hear it. You just gotta it's gonna be at the end. But dude, that
like fucking badass guitar pan thing that he does. It's like kind of like a lower sounding guitar, and then it just pans and it just fucking just kicks in. I was like, fuck. that song, Another Rejection. That song is just.
It might be on here. Let me jam it out. Let's fucking rock out to Divided We Fall real quick. Let's see. Bear with me here. There we go. All right. Ooh. think that last one's might be my favorite grindcore song of all fucking time, man. That no K song. Fuck. There's just like so many goddamn riffs in that song, and then Vic's vocals are just insane, and then fucking apparently Martin is just fucking playing out of his mind too. So it's just
that fucking snare rules.
Martin was always
Snare
an
on that
awesome
fucking
drummer, but I remember Jerry said that he was playing in a Spanish rock band in between albums, and his chops just got unbelievable. So on Divided We Fall, I keep telling people it's my favorite fucking blasting drum performance of all time. I think it's even better than Sandoval's fucking prime, in my opinion. Fucking Martin is just second to none on that fucking album, man. It's just, he's fucking insane.
And he's the master of drum faces, too. You know, the drum faces. The fucking master of drum faces.
Well, I don't know if you're watching
I look
Martin,
like I'm
but
falling
fucking
asleep, and he's fucking, going fucking nuts.
I don't know if I tried to get Martin on here, man, but he's a man of few words, and he said what's up, and then he didn't really respond. Same with Vito and Raul too. Actually, I never heard from Raul. Jerry tried to get him on here, but Raul just, who knows, man. Fucking those guys all rule, though. It's too bad we couldn't get him on here. But thank you guys for fucking hanging out for sure, man.
Course, fucking Victor.
Sure.
What was? Did you see Jerry's fucking quote where Victor got fucking Jim Barnes fucking stoned on PCP during the fucking first album recording?
I saw that.
But dude, I don't, for some reason, I don't fucking remember that. What's up, Evan? I know Kyle was on here. I don't know if Kyle's still on here. I was trying to keep up with their Carpenter Corpse. Fucking what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. We got a good amount of viewers for this today. And Redwood Andy fucking said it best. For everybody that knew Victor, this is for you. So yeah, it's true. So whatever you're partaking in, enjoy it, and raise a glass or a blunt for Victor, and whatever, or a soda if you don't partake in that, and just because blast some fucking ET today, and blast one of these fucking classics. There's Divided and Expression. Like I said, I was just so stoked for these guys when when all you guys started putting out albums. It was like I fucking succeeded too, because you guys are all my good pals and shit, and it was just like, man, they're finally fucking my buddies are fucking getting out there and they're doing shit and they're touring and putting out records, and it was just so fucking cool, man. And ET, I mean, they kind of went the same path as Gas, because I don't know this for fact. I mean, maybe Martin, see, Jerry posted, Martin, let me put that up. Martin ruptured his appendix during that recording. I remember I kept telling him to step it up during not knowing. Whoops.
Oh, fuck.
Good Jerry.
Oh, dude.
That's why those blasts
brutal.
are like fucking even more intense.
Yeah, no shit, man. Now you hear that, it's like, oh, he definitely. He definitely. No wonder why he was fucking blasting, dude.
Like, I got it.
Yeah, he's blasting to get the fuck out of there. Exactly.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
Not only did
I need to see a doctor.
I need to go to the hospital, but I need Jerry to quit busting my balls. He's killing me over here. Look at that's classic. But yeah, so I remember the ET guys, we were all frustrated with the normal death metal scene come like 93, 94. It started getting weird, and a lot of the bands got lame, and then the brutal death metal stuff started getting out there, and like Gasp was just, we weren't doing well at those shows. Lepida was always like, come play with us, and we did for a bit, but the crowds did not like us, man. And I don't know if Jerry can elaborate but I know ET might have played a couple of those too. And then finally people started booking, Dystopia, ET, Gasp together, and, and then bringing Spaz and Capitalist Casualties down here and Noothgrush and, you guys were doing your thing too. We kind of, Gasp and ET kind of linked up, and wanted to show some flyers. I don't think I grabbed all of them, and obviously ET did a fucking shit ton of shows, as did Gas, but I tried to.
And one's on the fucking infamous 7-inch.
Yeah, actually, I was going to show that one. I'm going to bring up the 7-inch here in a second, and then here's the 7-inch file here. There's part of it.
Nice.
So that's cool. That's quite a lineup, because we linked up with the Plutocracy and No Less guys, and of course Spaz. When Plutocracy broke up, Max went and formed Spaz with Chris Dodge, and then the rest of the crew from Redwood City, they did No Less, and then Agents of Satan, our buddy Frankie, I think Newthgrush was on this show too. I think. Let's see.
Wasn't Kindred in Agents of Satan also?
At some point he definitely was. I remember. Yeah, fucking Ray Liotta, dude. Remember we called him Ray Liotta. Rest in peace, Kindred too, man. You know him and Victor fucking smoking dust on the other side. So yeah, there's
sounds
that.
All right.
Now Gasp didn't play that show, but yeah, since Francisco mentioned that, there was that one. And then this is a cool flyer too, with our old weird friend Reverend Tin Ear. Remember him from the Angry Theorian Fat magazine?
Tin Ear. Oh man, I
fucking weirdo. Wow, he's up there in his fucking Sunday best, up in the top left. But this is when Grief came to town, and Grief and Dystopia had that split. So I think Dystopia brought him out here, and then ET, they fucking they opened the show.
All those fast bands.
Mike,
Grief.
Mike, wasn't Tin Ear? Didn't they call him Shoe Polish Sean too? Isn't that like another one?
They called him something, dude. That guy's a fucking character, man.
Yeah,
Dan Kaufman, Dan's got a lot of stories about him. Fucking, because he was pretty tight with the Mind Rot dudes. So,
I remember that Grief. I remember that Grief show. I remember.
Yeah, that was at the Hong Kong, dude. Remember that?
Yeah, the good old Hong Dong.
So yeah, this is one that we went up north to play in San Francisco. So us and ET went up there to hang out with No Less, Dead Bodies Everywhere. I don't remember the other bands, but I kind of think, Debauchery. I don't remember much about this fucking show, but I know we had a good time, dude, because when Gasp and ET fucking hung, and then we hung with the No Less guys, we always had a fucking great time. It was always fucking entertaining. What's that?
$3.
$3, dude. The good old days.
Fuck yeah.
Especially these underground fucking crusty shows. And then I have some footage of ET's set at this show. So Bad Acid Trip opened. They got kind of popular. I think that dude from System of a Down put out one of their records. But really? So it was like, I mean, even Spaz didn't stand a chance, man. ET was like in their prime right here, and they just wiped the floor with everybody. Gasp was still young. Bad Acid Trip was whatever. Lack of Interest is always entertaining. If you like Infest, obviously they're a good band. But
yeah. And
then Spaz is fun as fuck, right? But they're very lighthearted. And ET just goes out there like a bulldozer and just fucking annihilates the place. I'll never forget that show. That was great, though. I have some footage of that too. After I show these flyers, and then this was a weird one that Gasp and ET did together. Some random place. I remember Media Blitz wasn't that great, but they did Ace of Spades. So that was cool. I remember me and Jerry rocking out when the band did that. Yeah, fuck yeah, Motorhead. But I don't remember anything about the fucking Sub Pop band or whatever. Noise Gate, I have no idea. ET and Gasp had we had a good time though. That was cool. What else we got here real quick? What's this one? Oh, dude, this is a Backyard in Linwood, and that's the fucking show where the Southgate Death Crowd fucking beat up our buddy Nate because he was from a rival neighborhood or something, and they took Martin's fucking drum stand and almost fucking scalped Nathan, man. It was fucking nasty shit. It happened. I think it even happened during ET's set too. They fucking attacked him. And I remember Victor and everybody. Victor was like, "What the fuck?" And then Martin. They're take it as he's playing, or it might have been after they played and he was trying to load up his drums, but they grabbed his fucking drum stand and started attacking Nathan with it. It was fucked up, man. We had to sneak Nathan out of there because there was 20 people trying to kill him. Phobia did not play because they were definitely not going to Linwood. We tried to book them a couple times and they wouldn't play the backyards over there. This was a fucking, this is like a legendary stacked lineup too. Cavity came out from Florida, and then Newthgrush came down 16, ET, Dystopia, Man is the Bastard. That was at this weird place called the Alligator Lounge in Santa Monica. And again, I just remember ET pretty much fucking annihilating the place.
Was ET a part of that Fiesta Grande?
They were, and it's interesting because I was trying to look for a flyer. They played one year because they played the same year that Gasp did. But all the flyers, for some reason, they might have been a late edition. Maybe Jerry can elaborate on that. Okay, but I don't know why I couldn't find the flyer with their name on it. I know they played because I was there, and we hung out, and it was a fucking great time. This is a crazy show that we did in Bakersfield. So Rhett brought up Bakersfield earlier. We played Jerry's Pizza in the basement, And
Is that Divisia?
Divisia didn't play, but yeah, they were supposed to. They didn't make the trip for whatever reason. But I just remember fucking ET just annihilating that place too. It was a fucking fun show. Oh, there's Noel. I met Victor. Oh, okay. There's a cool little story. What's up, Noel? I met Victor early 90s in hometown Chihuahua. He had a metal store. I spent time there and he played with ET. I met Vito also. Yeah, I think maybe Jerry can elaborate on that a little bit. Victor was down in Chihuahua quite a bit. I think maybe his family was from there. Maybe you guys from the crew can correct me if I'm wrong on that. But not you guys, the ET crew guys that are watching right now. You guys are probably like, I have no fucking clue, bro. I don't know. You know? But yeah, somebody asked about the what's it called here? So let me get rid of this fucking flyer. Somebody asked about some footage. Where was it? Footage of them at Gilman. I don't think there's video of that, but I know that I wanted to play a little bit of the live at Gilman, fucking 7-inch. So I wanted to do that next. So let's blast a little bit of that, and then we'll be right back. This is pretty short. Let's see. Where is the Gilman?
Are you playing the whole thing?
Probably not the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know how long it is, but yeah, let's just blast it since somebody asked about it. Here's the audio footage, at least. Play a little bit of. Brutal, man. I think Martin jumped on here. What's up, Martin?
Yes.
Yeah, he's talking about that show that they played in. They played in the cage. I remember seeing the video of that. I remember them showing that to me.
That might be the coolest thing I've ever heard. Fucking steel cage match.
Yeah, that's fucking brutal. Yeah, this fucking live at Gilman. People are talking about it. Fucking Max from 625, our buddy from Spaz. He was he might be the biggest Excruciating Terror fan because I know he worked with Bloody Phoenix too. But I know that what I was getting at earlier too, as far as like when Gasp and ET started gigging together, we were both frustrated with with the scene. You guys remember it was getting fucking lame. I mean, you both were doing your thing with music and whatnot, I'm sure, but we kind of created our own thing, and then like none of the bands, like you said, Francisco, like there was a lot of fastcore bands that we were playing with because that's what Slap-a-Ham kind of, and E.T. and Gasp and Phobia and some of these heavy bands, even News Crush, Cattle Press, a lot of these bands were working with Chris because he did love heavy shit too. But, he did, he liked the fast shit, obviously, because, he was in Sticky and then Spaz later or whatnot. And then, of course, he put out Crossed Out and all the classics, No Comment and all that kind of stuff. Brutal. But, yeah, we just started fucking all gigging together because there was nowhere else to fucking play. So we had no fucking choice, And E.T. just kind of slid in there. And obviously they were fucking by far the heaviest fucking band on pretty much every fucking bill, So it's like, dude. It was just fucking.
Like you said, those bands were cool. All those bands, the Slap-a-Ham stuff, they had real good shit. But dude, I mean, come on. It's just you couldn't handle they couldn't match the intensity of Excruciating Terror. Not for me, anyway.
Right,
I mean,
right.
Crossed Out was cool. Crossed Out was one of the angriest bands ever, but still.
I love Crossed Out, but yeah,
dude.
I mean, fucking like a whole nother level, dude. They're just so heavier. So that's why they would stand out like a sore thumb. And it was like most of the bands are like, fuck, we have to play after that.
Exactly.
But yeah, there's Martin. He said, "What's up, guys? Homeboy Rhett, Francisco, what's up?"
Martin.
Good to have you on, brother. Glad that hopefully Raul will jump on here. I told Jerry, tell Raul that I can't take him serious until he gets his 1992 mustache back. His fucking big old fucking Tom Selleck and shit. He was the Tom Selleck of fucking Northeast LA, dude.
Tom Selleck. I mean, Tom Selleck did get all the women,
Well, hey, fucking maybe Raul got a lot of that. He's laughing at me, right?
Burt Reynolds and shit.
Burt Reynolds. So you guys cool? You still want to hang out a bit? I don't know if you got to get going or whatever. I don't want to fucking keep you from anything.
Nah, I mean, I'm good.
You good?
Just,
I'm good.
Yeah, I was just gonna fucking.
It's cool seeing Martin jump in also.
For sure,
definitely.
Man. Good to see you on here, Martin. Fucking, we love you, brother. Your ears are probably burning because we were talking about your drums on fucking Divided We Fall. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, how's your what did he say? His appendix?
Oh, the appendix.
Was it the appendix?
Jerry still told that story too, dude. Yeah, it's also real quick. I got a little bit of history of like attempting to join ET. And so in 94, I just got Gasp going. Mitch and I did with Sean. And Rhett remembers Sean. He was in Malfunction with me and shit. And then we formed Gasp. Function broke up. And Shawnee Cat. And a.k.a. the Cockaman. And we got Gasp going. And it's, Cockaman. The first incarnation of Gasp was 94. And then E.T. needed a bass player, and I just cockily said, I told Jerry, I'll fucking do it. And he's all, you sure? Yeah. He's all, you live pretty far, because I was, out in Hacienda Heights at the time, and I was like, no, I'll go. So I think it was like a Saturday. I was heading over to Jerry's to go try out, and I got in a fucking car wreck on the 60 freeway. This dipshit fucking started fucking doing fucking burnouts like right in front of me, and then he ended up hitting my car, and I fucking ended up on the fucking like right past Crossroads Parkway, right there on the 60 and the 605, right before that. A lot of people that are watching right now are probably like, what? But LA is on a fucking freeway grid, so we talking freeways, So anyways, I get stuck on this goddamn 60 freeway, and the cop shows up, and it turns out that the guy that hit me is like a Marine, so is the cop. So obviously, hey, there's the doggo. Obviously, fucking I'm in the wrong, and fucking I ain't getting no help, so I had to fucking put my spare tire on by myself and shit. And by that time, I just fucking turned around because I wasn't even halfway there. So I called Jerry, and he's like, "Oh, dude, you're already out." I'm all, "Dude, I'm sorry, I got a car." "Oh, okay, well that sucks, but still, you're already out." I'm all, "Dude, my car's fucked right now. I can't drive to fucking Montecito Heights anyways for a while. So maybe next time." "Yeah, all right." So that's when they got Mike the Rookie or something, like maybe one of those guys, or maybe like. Because they had Frank, Vito, and Raul helping on bass for a while. And so I didn't even get to the fucking tryout, man. That was my first attempt to join ET. And then years later, I tried again in like 98 or 99 when they were getting back together to go play Gilman and stuff. It was a later show, not the 7-inch that I was showing.
Yeah.
And but it was on a Sunday that I was supposed to practice, but on Saturday, So Friday night going into Saturday, I pulled one of my infamous Mikey fucking all night fucking drinking binges, and we went to Ozfest that year. So it was Slayer, Black Sabbath, and a bunch of garbage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
We go to Ozfest out here just to fucking do something to get hammered. So, but I showed up wasted already, and I'm drinking on the way, and I'm a mess. I haven't eaten in like fucking 16 hours. So I show up, and I'm a total fucking absolute mess. Start puking everywhere. Security fucking won't let me come in. I just remember Jerry whispering, he's like, dude, you're going to miss Slayer. You're going to miss fucking Slayer. You're going to miss
that was like 97, right? That was 97.
Somewhere around there, yeah. It's got to be.
Yeah, that was like the first Ozfest. The first Ozfest.
Yeah, we went to a few of them. I remember, like Bart and I used to go to all the one Neurosis played, and there was.
That was the first one.
Yeah,
the first one. That's the only one I went to. Was the first one.
I forget if this was that one or not, but yeah. So I was a mess, dude. So security wouldn't let me in, but once I puked, I felt better. So I fucking stuck around security. Jerry's laughing, so he fucking followed me in. He's like, dude, you pulled the okie doke on him. You got in. I'm like, yeah, fucking hey, man. I'm a fucking ninja, But then I was still fucked up. I was a mess the rest of the day, and then trying to get some sleep after we got home, and then I got to get to Jerry's by noon, dude. I was just fucking. Totally fucking out of it. Total mess. Totally worthless. Could barely even fucking play. I remember Victor, he had like a young child at the time that he was helping taking care of. So he was super late to practice and we didn't even get going. I was just worthless, dude. So, and then I just told Jerry, dude, it's kind of far if I'm going to come out here on weekends and, we can't start early or whatever. It's just going to be a pain in the ass. Oh, no, it's cool, man. We'll get somebody to do the show. No big deal. So that was my second failed attempt to, even try out for ET. So I never made the cut, unfortunately. That's by trying to join ET fucking stories, my two pathetic attempts to join.
It's the Freeway and Ozfest fault.
Right, yeah. It's St. Ides Cooler's fault. They fucking jumped in my stomach and got me hammied.
Oh, fuck. I remember those St. Ides Cooler. Fucking asshole. I remember you drinking those fucking... Jesus Christ, dude. I remember that. Fuck.
I blame fucking Ice Cube and Old Dirty Bastard for getting me into them,
Oh, my God. Those are fucking horrible, dude. How the fuck you drank that shit? That totally brings back memories, too. Oh, dude.
You're already hungover, huh?
Well, the first Ozfest, I just remember that was like the first time I like really partied with Brandon, Divizio Brandon, and I ran into him on the lawn, and I was trying to find the second stage, and he told me, "Oh, I know where it is," and he like led me to it, and I noticed that he was fucking basically wet from the waist down. And I was like, I thought, people, spray water and shit. I didn't think anything of learning later that he pissed his pants and he didn't want to find a restroom. So, so that's the whole pee-pee pants thing. The pee-pee pants story came from, I remember.
Jerry knows. He said the passion fruit ones were fucking delicious, dude. So you're missing out, Rhett.
No, you guys are insane. Fucking fuck that shit.
Here's a little bit of ET at the fucking Spaz show when they fucking annihilated everybody. Check it out.
all. Divided we fall. Divided we fall. Thanks for coming. Alright, we got t-shirts, 7 inches. CDs. Alright, we're going, motherfucker. Alright, that's all. Demos, all kinds of shit. So let's fuck this shit up, dog. Alright.
I don't know what was going on with that, but sorry about that. Got some technical difficulties there.
Dude, that fucking snare drum.
Can everybody
man.
hear me?
Yeah.
Holy
yeah.
shit. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's like a fucking machine gun.
Dude, yeah, the machine. Holy
Cool,
shit.
cool.
Somebody was fucking jackhammering in the background.
Yeah, no, no kidding. No kidding.
Yeah, right. This fucking layout. There we go. Nope. Sorry. Let me fucking. It's a pain in the arse. What is going on with my layout here?
I don't know, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Looks like some fucking those cheesy '80s like videos where they would the screen would bounce around and shit.
That's the best I can do. Sorry.
That's
I'll
good
figure
enough.
it
That's
out.
good enough.
God damn it. See, I'm still fucking trying to learn all this live shit too. The recording stuff I could fucking definitely fucking work with a little easier, so I have a little time to fuck with it. Yeah, like Roy said, the old Napalm Death shit for sure. Fucking brutal. See here.
Comment.
Oh yeah. Next day,
Holy shit.
ended up at the hospital at 2 a.m. God damn, Martin. That's fucking brutal, dude.
So yeah, so next
You're
time,
definitely
next
a
time
fucking
you listen
trooper,
to
brother.
that album. Yeah, next time you listen to the album, keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I fucking got hospitalized for your ass.
Yeah, basically.
That's right.
Yeah, no shit.
Jesus.
This is the last of the OG, the split with the Gothicles.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know who has this one. Respect. There's Jerry's wife, Bjork, on the cover there. Big Bjork fan. Fucking, let's see. What do I got here? This fucking recording is fucking like real fucking brutal.
Yeah, it is.
Like it sounds like it was recorded in Jerry's garage or something, which this is the type of music that fucking definitely fucking sounds good like that. Let's see. All right, let's try this again here. Here we go. Yeah, I guess I'll just have to do for now.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope. I'll
Nope.
try to switch it up. Maybe you guys could be the big picture.
No,
Fucking
you're fine.
Big
Fail.
picture.
It's your fucking show. You be the big picture. Everyone can see your
Fucking-
forehead.
You're Johnny
There we
Carson.
go.
Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jerry. Here's Jerry's quote. But Jerry, you'll kill me now, dude. I'm a lightweight. I can't fucking hang. Although your boy Belial, this quote's pretty good. I heard Jerry drinks Bjork's bathwater to rehydrate. He probably does. Oh, yeah. So they didn't record that in Jerry's garage. They recorded it at Frank's. Staple Chut Frankie Nux at his fucking pad. So, yeah, that's the bare bones lo-fi grindcore the way it should be. Good stuff. But, gee, I'm trying to think. Let's see. I got the picture. What's that?
No, so every time I listen to ET, I always end up like for fucking hours later just going.
Yeah.
I shit you
Actually,
not, dude,
that-
every time.
That reminds me, when we found out about Victor. Obviously you're the first person I talked to, and then I talked to Jerry, and then Mike Davis, and Mike had brought up the old joke that we had about Victor was that he didn't actually say any actual words. He just said cookie,
Caca. Yeah, that's what we used to fuck with him. Vic would get so pissed too. He'd want to fucking beat me up, dude.
Yeah, Mike brought that up when we were talking, so I totally had forgot about that. So yeah.
That's what you see right there. He's saying caca in that picture that I'm showing right here. He's saying,
With the backwards
Yeah.
cap.
yep. I was tripping on this picture though. I found where he's not wearing a hat at all.
What?
It's like he's on fucking. This was on Metal Archives. I used it for my flyer. And somebody was calling him out too on that Club Euphoria show from '92. It was like, Victor had a fucking mean ass mullet, and I was like, you know what? I think Vic had a rat tail for a while. I don't know
No,
if
it
he
was a rat tail.
Yeah.
It was a rat tail. Yeah.
if he let it
No,
out,
he
it
did
probably
have
looked like a mullet.
It was growing out a bit, and then when
Yeah.
we went to Mexico, he had the rat tail. I remember that. It was like most of his head was shaved, just had a little bit of a rat tail, and that was it.
Right.
So it sucks. I had a bunch of pictures from that too, just of us, hanging out, and a picture of him just like from drinking all night and just looking like absolute fucking hell, and you can just see the rat tail.
Somebody asked, "Oh, so Belial's Chris? What's up, Chris?" I didn't even realize that was Chris, man. He's one of the crew for ET. There's Jerry's garage right there. Somebody asked, "Was that recorded? Was that show at Jerry's garage?" It's like, no, that the Impala show with Spaz was at the Death Metal Coffee Shop, the Cafe Impala. That's what we called it, the Death Metal Coffee Shop. But yeah, there's Jerry on the right. I think that's Raul back there on the left. There's Victor down on the ground on the far left, and of course Martin in the middle. That's a classic picture. Fucking that big old fucking spray painted fucking figure there in the back. I think Cousin Mark did that. Crazy fucker.
The
yeah, I was
ET poster that we made Jerry, and the pink excruciating terror poster that me and Gary made for him.
Oh,
Remember
nice.
that? And he put it on.
Put
it on the wall in the studio. It was his excruciating terror logo with Edward James Olmos.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And it was pink printed. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Hey,
was called a pink.
Can you go back to that photo?
Oh, the prior one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where is it?
You can.
Oh, the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah. There it is.
There's the carving.
Yeah, there it is.
Carvings
Yep.
earlier.
Yeah.
There's the carving.
There it is. Yep.
The full stack.
That's it. Yeah, he had them on either side, and then because I think maybe Raul isn't playing bass. It's hard to say. Maybe Jerry, you can see. It looks like a bass. No, maybe that's a BC Rich guitar, huh? That Raul has.
No, that's no. That could be Raul though. It does.
Yeah,
look like
the back here to the left is Raul because Jerry's on the right because he's taller.
And Jerry's playing that ESP, right?
Yeah, that's the ESP. That's the famous ESP. And then looks like Raul might be playing a BC Rich, but a Bernie
That's
Rico.
not a BC Rich.
No?
There's
Oh,
way
you know
that's
what? You're right,
BC
because the headstock's different. The body looks kind of, oh, it's a
Ibanez or
PV.
something. That's a
Yeah, it's like a PV. It could, believe it or not, it could even be a Carvin too.
Guitar?
Yeah, Carvin had guitars and basses
Yeah,
too.
they sure did.
No shit.
No.
I don't remember that
No.
PV and Carvin did guitars.
Well, dude, yeah, you do, because Babcock had a Carvin guitar.
Oh, did he? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
remember
right. Duh.
That upside down Randy Rhoads V that he played, the one that point was, the long point was at the bottom. Yeah.
Okay. Where'd it go?
Yeah.
Here's the Francisco. This is the Vex show. So that's a photo of the Vex show we were talking about earlier in 2013, their comeback show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the next one, yeah.
Yeah, that looks, I believe that's the Vex show. Because those stupid fucking Joe Vex fucking those fucking, the way the foundation was of that fucking warehouse was just bizarre. Where's the oh wait. And then what was the other? Oh, here's a funny picture of Endless Demise. Fucking Vito. Where'd it go? Actually, my thing's tripping, man. It is tripping.
There's the.
There you go.
There it is. Fucking Vic smoking a fucking a dusty Leño, probably. And the look on Vito's face is like, fuck. It's gonna be a long night. Yeah, dude, Endless Demise they were fucking brutal. You know what?
Yeah, dude, I like that band.
Play the demo, a little bit of the demo real quick. And then we'll start wrapping this up unless anybody has anything else. We're getting 3 hours, man. We're not going to get too crazy today. Let's see. All right. Here's some Endless Demise. So this is Victor's band that they started in like 2005 or 6 or something like that. That basically was like a continuation of ET. So check it out. Not too shabby.
Dude, yeah, dude, they were fucking. I love that shit.
Hey, there we go. There's the proper fucking layout. You know, we just had to play some Endless Demise.
Cool, yeah.
So, set that shit.
So now it's over. This show's over.
Now we're coming to an end. We're coming on fucking 3 hours, man. We're not going to do a marathon today, but yeah, man. Rest in peace, Vic. Fucking, you know, obviously he fucking made a mark on all of our lives. Everybody that's tuning in, whether it's good or bad, but he was there, man. And you know, definitely with all fucking, fucking the pure truth, he's kind of a polarizing figure to a lot of people because obviously fucking, he'd flip out. He was a fucking, he had some fucking, he had a temper and fucking, he definitely had some fucking thug in him in that sense. He fucking had a fucking rough life periodically, but for me personally, I saw most of the good, thankfully, and just the influence of all you ET boys, what you did as a band, and Victor obviously was a massive part of that. What he meant to everybody. Not everybody is privy to the personal life situations and the internal stuff with the bands and whatnot, and friends and family and shit. Everybody has their, we're not all perfect, and it's fucking, Excruciating Terror is an incredible band, not only to me, but to you two for sure. Thanks for fucking hanging out and fucking sharing stories and shit, I was always interested in your story with him, Fran, and how you guys met. Read that Mexican story, like a lot of, because I fucking tell parts of it to people, but no one could tell it better than you, and I needed to hear it, so that was great. Now everybody, and there was even some comments, holy shit, that was a hell of a fucking story. But like you said, you guys were in the trenches together. So like I said, I'll never forget that party at Jerry's house, in 92, shortly after that whole situation. And seeing the interaction with you guys, like you'd all been through fucking war together, So.
Oh yeah. But, PTSD and all.
Yeah, fucking A. Well, then, once we got to Jerry's, everybody's home, everyone's cool, no one got hurt, everyone's alive, so it's time to fucking drink and smoke and be merry and fucking try to forget about it and just laugh about it, because sometimes with those fucking crazy situations, that's the best thing to do.
Yep.
Good shit.
Absolutely.
Well, apparently they weren't able to play Freebird at Victor's service because the church was a little weird about it. So I put a little collage together, and Victor probably punched me if he saw me doing this for him, because it's all in the feels. But I had to grab a fucking Leonard Skinner song that was like a live bootleg, because obviously if you guys don't know, I'm a fucking target on fucking YouTube now with copyright shit. It was a fucking nightmare dealing with YouTube. So I can't play the album version of Freebird. So I just took a snippet of some live Freebird or whatever and threw some images together. So I'm going to jam that out. With that being said, thanks a lot, guys, for hanging out and sharing stories. And thanks everybody for fucking tuning in. I have links of all the stuff I was playing. If anybody's interested in anything or whatever, I have WAV files and stuff. They're pretty good quality sound wise. And I actually put it in an editing program all week and whatnot. So if you guys want them or anybody wants them, I got it ready to go. And, rest in peace, Victor. Fucking, you were a maniac and fucking massive, massive influence, ET and especially yourself too. So thanks for Jerry and Martin and for tuning in. Fucking love you guys too. And then Chris and Redwood too. You guys are part of the OG crew. Appreciate you guys. Fucking love and miss you guys too. And then Frank, fucking Ed. A lot of you guys have been with Rhett and I for years, fucking hanging out with us, and and Jeff in San Antonio. Thank you, brother. Actually, you know what? Let me fucking throw that photo up, because I found a photo of Jeff and Victor, and I forgot I was gonna post that up because Jeff's an OG, and I don't want him to punch me for Victor if I don't show this fucking picture. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. And then we'll play some Freebird and get the hell out of here. Let's see. Where is it? Bum, bum, bum. There we go. It's Jeff, Martin, and Victor.
Yeah.
Buddy Jeff in the middle. Fran, you know him.
Yeah, of course.
Those are our buddies there on the left and the right. Hanging out. I don't know if that was San Antonio or if Jeff came out to Houston to that show you're talking about, Francisco, but
that looks like San Antonio.
Oh, okay, it is in
Was it
Houston.
in Houston?
Yeah.
Oh,
so that's the show you booked. I don't know, Rhett, if you you weren't on here earlier. Francisco was talking about a show that he booked in Houston with Veermach and ET. So that's
dude.
that's a brutal
Oh,
fucking show right
It
there.
was a wild
hell
fucking
yeah.
night, dude.
Because
It was
Veermach's
wild.
fucking great live too. They fucking slaughtered at the
Yeah,
Grindcore
dude.
Fest out here.
Yeah.
I remember they toured with Sacred Reich, and our buddy Brian Pattison, over in Buffalo.
Rest in
was-
peace, Brian. Fuck.
Yeah, rest in peace, Brian, too, man. We're bringing up a lot of people that have passed, unfortunately, today. But Brian he helped like Veermach book a bunch of shows across the United States.
Yep.
And at some point, they did some shows with Sacred Reich. And Sacred Reich's a cool band and everything, but dude, Veermach is like a beast live, dude. They're so fast and fucking heavy and shit. And like
fucking
Sacred
Brian's
Reich was
last-
so pissed they didn't stand a chance, and they started complaining because the crowds were going way more nuts for Veermach. It's like, dude, have you heard their fucking demo and the fucking Shark Attack album and the Veermach fucking? Come on,
Yeah.
I mean, Sacred Reich, it's like the first album's pretty fucking brutal. Then after that, it's kind of like, you kind of sound like Metallica guys. You're not going to fucking stand a
Yeah.
chance tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
But oh well.
Hey, you guys, they're doing, speaking of Veermach, they're doing like a Spastic Blur set with Tito in L.A., I think, in October. I don't know
Oh,
if you
no
guys
shit,
heard about
huh?
that. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, with
Yeah.
Tito on vocals. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? I might have seen information about that, but yeah, I'm not really sure where the venue is or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Just know it's in L.A.
Yeah, I know Brian's trying to get Veermach like kind of get active again. I don't know what's going on with them. They fucking killed when they were down here, though. They played
Yeah,
the
of course.
Enrique's Grindcore Fest, and they were fucking amazing.
Yep.
Didn't you guys? Sons of Satan played too that year, right, Rhett?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so did Bloody Phoenix and Louis Idol. Yeah, that was a fun. That was the second one. That was really good.
Yeah, I missed that one.
Market Batiga was out here. Fucking
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Blood Cum played too, right? Didn't they go
Blood
Yeah,
Cum
Blood
played,
Cum
yeah.
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 Played,
Death
yeah, they
by
were
a
fun,
clothes
dude.
hanger.
Right? Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
were fun, man. I got to meet Joey Hanneman. He was something else, man. Some of these old burnouts from the 80s, man. I don't know about some of these guys, but no, he was cool.
Don Doty? Wasn't Don Doty at that one?
Oh, dude, Don's like one of the nicest guys,
Yeah.
too. He's
Yeah,
fucking,
that was that what was it what was the name of the band? It was kind of like it was
Eliminate.
him and a bunch of
Eliminate.
hired guns.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they weren't very good. Because they played the third Grindcore Fest, and they played like right after Crippled
Oh.
Bastards and Mabosadad.
Oh.
And even though Mabosadad only played for like 10 minutes, they fucking slaughtered because it was like Hefner on drums, and dude, like Thomas had a really good lineup, and Hefner rules. And
Oh yeah, totally.
fucking then the bands just fucking they just didn't stand a chance because they're playing like some kind of like Bobby from Entity used to say, some mean ass carcass candy metal fool, some fucking mean ass fucking trash, bro. It's like some burnout
Crimson Crayola.
shit from like '89 that sounds like middle era
Yeah.
Testament or some shit. And it's like, dude, you're not
Yeah.
gonna fucking people with Bosa
Some
Dodd and
generic-
fucking despise you, fucking, you know what I mean? Like there was
Yeah.
like some actual fucking grindcore and hardcore bands playing Spastic Blur. Yeah, I was just you're in the
Like
wrong
the
fucking
generic-
show, Don. Sorry, I fucking love Darkness
Yeah.
Ascends. But yeah, it wasn't very good
Well,
for them.
It's like some
Well, it
generic
wasn't
thrash
Dark
band
Angel,
playing
though.
like their 5th album or something,
Right. God. Sounds like that new Dark Angel. Holy shit.
Oh,
That's
Lord.
awful.
Or new,
Holy
what's that
fucking
other one?
shit.
New Forbidden or whatever?
Oh my God. That was bad. Anyways, rest in
Anyway.
peace, Vic.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking love you,
Fucking
brother.
Vic.
And thanks again, everybody, for fucking tuning in. This was fucking
Thanks
a
for
blast.
doing this, Mikey. Thanks for
Yeah,
doing
man.
this, man. This
Thanks
was cool.
for fucking hanging out,
Yeah,
everybody. It
thanks
was
for
my
having
honor,
me.
my honor
Yeah,
to
glad
fucking
to be
do this
here.
for my friend. I wasn't able to make his service, unfortunately. I had to work as usual, but Jerry was telling me a little bit about it. But he wanted Freebird played at his funeral, and they weren't able to do it, so his sister played it out in the parking lot for the
Badass.
friends and everything. So, I mean, they got to play it, but if you want something played at your service, man, you got to honor that. So that's kind of a
course.
bummer, but whatever. It's all good. Vic and Morgan are
Yeah.
chilling right now. I know that. Big Morgan and Vic, they're chilling somewhere, and they're being creeps for sure. All right, I'm gonna sign off. Thanks again, everybody.
All right, guys.
See you brothers soon, and thanks everybody else for tuning in. Let's play this outro video for Vic. Everybody fucking have a good evening, and blast some excruciating terror.
Fuck yeah.
Loud.
Yeah.
All right. Love everybody. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks,
See you guys.
Play it for the free people.